Hi, everybody. This is Monica Main, and I'm super excited to be with you here today for the Unlimited Cash Flow Machine. It's finally revealed. And so many of you think, well, hey, maybe I've seen this presentation before. Maybe I've seen this training before. Think again, because this is a brand spanking new training. So what you see before you is my house. And for Christmas, I bought myself a $90,000+ navigator. And so that's my Christmas gift sitting in the driveway. I thought I'd share that with you. And what I'd like to share, and the reason I'm kind of humbly bragging about my new navigator, is that this house and this navigator and the other vehicle that I have in my garage, which I call my Gangsta Ride, which you don't see in this picture, this is all possible because of the strategies that I'm about to share with you. But I'm not the only success story, because you really can't take it from me, right? I'm, of course, going to brag about all the stuff I'm able to do. And you're probably thinking, well, you're Monica Main. You've been doing this for more than 2 decades with this whole direct marketing thing that you do. So I can't really compete with that. I'm just going to click off right now. Well, I'm going to share with you some experiences from my actual students who are brand spanking new with this, didn't know anything about what they're doing, and they're actually able to make a huge success of this business as well. So it's not just me that's successful doing this. Anyone can be successful doing this if you understand exactly the methodologies that I'm about to share with you in this short presentation. All right, well, it might not be that short. So hopefully you have a little bit of time to spend with this, because this might be the most important training that you ever witness in your entire life. All right, so let's get started with this whole thing, shall we? So what a lot of people don't understand, and if you're going along in life right now, things have been kind of chaotic with the pandemic and so forth. And you're probably thinking, it's so strange. Our economy has been kind of shut down, and then it's kind of started and then shut down and started. If you're in the state of California like I am, you know that it's kind of like, I feel like I'm in a concentration camp where the state of California, our state governor, Gavin Newsom, says we can't leave. And so, a lot of us feel trapped in our houses. And thankfully, for some of the upper middle class to the upper class citizens of the state, it's probably as well as the rest of the country as a whole, we can afford to sit at home, and we can afford to continue with our businesses as long as we have a laptop and an internet connection. However, there's a lot of people, I would say the lower 85% of the entire American population, and maybe even the entire world population, they're not going to be able to sustain themselves long term. That's just a reality. So if you do work in, I don't want to say a lower echelon because this would be considered disrespectful, but at the same time, I'm trying to be real with you. If you're at a lower echelon type of job, like say, for example, a food server, or maybe a maid for a hotel, for example, or something like that doesn't take a huge amount of skill set, but certainly takes, some labor. It's a labor intensive job because there's very, very few skills. You're going to find yourselves, I would say, with the short end of the stick, or up a creek without a paddle, as they say. And so if you're noticing, hey, I don't understand, it seems like the economy seems to be doing okay, but yet we've been turning on and off and on and off and on and off the light switch, if you will, of the economy since, I would say, about March 2020, about that point in time. And we're running up on a year as far as that goes. How is the economy sustaining itself? And the answer is it's not. Okay, so the things that you're not seeing behind the scenes, the things that are about to come down the pipeline, it's all coming, folks. And if you don't think it's coming, think again. Every single economist who's ever been able to predict any of the major dips or the minor dips in the economy, they're all saying the same thing. And they're all saying that this is much like a jet engine that just basically lost all of its jets and it's coasting until it crashes. Basically is what the economy looks like right now. So if you think that you can sustain yourself with whatever current job, or maybe whatever current business, or whatever current income that you have coming in, think again, because things are going to start shifting very, very quickly, and you're going to be probably beside yourself, and you're like, yeah, that Monica Main chick, she really did nail it, but I did nothing. I sat on my ass and did absolutely nothing about it. So unfortunately, now I'm standing in a soup line, or I'm standing in a long line of cars, or sitting in a long line of cars waiting for somebody to load some free groceries up in my SUV because I cannot make money. And so that's what I wanted to bring to you today in this very intensive training that I'm about to do. And again, if you think you've seen this training again, think again, because this training is way different than the other trainings that I've done on this topic and this subject. All right, so that's what's happening right now in the economy. Things are going to start to collapse. But you're going to notice people like me, we're not going to even notice the difference between whether it was a bad economy or whether it was a good economy. In fact, we'd even do better during a worse economy because there's more opportunities to be had. But if you're one of the lower 85% of the population, meaning you're middle class or lower, you're going to be struggling your ass off unless you come up with an alternative plan. That's a guarantee. That is an absolute guarantee. So I'm going to show you a method and a way where not only can you survive what's coming down the pipe, but you're going to be able to thrive, maybe like you've never thrived in your entire life financially. And so that's what I'm going to share with you today. So how would you like to make $20,000 per month at pure profits, that's net profits online, without having to build a website, hire a copywriter, or even develop your own product? And again, if you think you've seen what I'm about to share with you, you think you know about what I'm about to present to you, think again, because this is in fact different. This, in the next 90 minutes, I promise to show you what I call the ultimate cash flow money making business. I'm going to be doing that in the next hour and a half. So I hope you grab yourself some popcorn, grab yourself a soda or a coffee or whatever, and join me for the next 90 minutes, because I'm going to share with you exactly what I do to make a fortune, exactly what some of my students have been doing that I've been sharing with them that they use to make a fortune, and exactly what you could use to make a fortune. In fact, you could even make more money as our economy begins to tank, because this is one of these types of businesses that does even better when the economy goes into the toilet. And if you stay with me to the very, very end, I promise you that I will be giving you my most profitable set of what I call my money funnel clones, with very easy 1, 2, 3 steps on setting them up. But that's only if you stay till the very end of this presentation, all right? So let's get on and cracking with this. So what makes me different? Well, first of all, what I'm going to be sharing with you is what I call the all-inclusive secret for a quick and easy, what I call plug-and-play online money-making marketing bonanza. For those of you who have no online experience in business, or maybe you have very little online business experience, you have no interest in becoming a part of a large business infrastructure. Like, for example, maybe you don't want to have a full throttle business like I have, where you have, a warehouse and you have, employees and all of these insurance requirements and all that other nonsense and headache that comes along with having a regular business. Maybe you don't want to have any of that. And so I respect you for that, because I would love to be one of those people that lives on an island one day and just gets to sail off into the sunset. But I do have my infrastructure in place because my students are important to me, but also to my other business activities are highly important to me. But I would never wish that on my worst enemy. And so if you're thinking about running out there and starting a new business from scratch the old school way, which is to go get a warehouse or even run it out of your garage and to actually have your own business, I would strongly suggest that you get through the rest of this presentation first before you make that final decision, because it is really a huge headache. And if you have no interest in creating a website or a business from scratch, or maybe you have absolutely no interest in becoming a techie, if you will, and learning how to start all of these things and do all these technical elements yourself, then you absolutely must listen to everything I have to tell you. So who I am and how I can change the entire trajectory of your financial future. For one, I've created several multi-million-dollar companies from scratch, starting with only a few $100s every single time. And each time I don't think I could do it, I do it again. Because what I want to show people is, listen, you don't have to have tens of thousands of dollars to start a company from scratch. You could start it from scraping the coins from your cushions in your house if you needed to do that. You can just scrape together some money. Maybe you could sell some things on eBay even just to get the money together. A few $100s is all you need to start any of these high-level, highly profitable businesses online. And I've been able to prove it time and time again. I'm one of the top copywriters in the entire country. If you don't know what a copywriter is, it's basically someone who writes sales letters. I write sales copies for websites. I write sales copy for sales letters that you would get. I write sales copy. That's some of it's even in some of my books that I write. And so what it is it basically convinces people to buy, to whip out their credit card and purchase stuff. In fact, I'm one of the direct proteges of Dan Kennedy, as well as Doberman Dan. And Doberman Dan is one of the proteges of Gary Halbert. If you don't know who he is, Gary Halbert's like probably one of the most revered copywriters in the entire world. And so he's passed away a long time ago. But He definitely carries the torch as far as being the best copywriter of all time. And so I also have extensive direct mail marketing as well as direct marketing experience online for more than 20 years. It's actually around 25-year point at this point, selling hundreds of millions of dollars in products through both direct mail marketing and online marketing strategies. And I have thousands of students who have been successful with the strategies that I teach because I'm one of the only ones out there. In fact, I'm the only one out there that I know of that will actually give you what I call the nuts and bolts, meaning that I will give you the step-by-step training that you need to be able to make this work. Like a lot of people, what they'll do, these gurus out there, they'll be like, okay, I have a book and I'm going to show you how to start your business. And then what happens is you read the book and it doesn't actually give you the outline of exactly what to do. Like step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do that. And so it just basically tells you to go out and do it. It's like, well, the problem is if you don't have the actual, what we call nuts and bolts, you're not going to be able to fulfill the desire to be able to start a successful business or whatever you're trying to do. You're not going to be able to do it without that step-by-step nuts and bolts. And I'm the only one out there that actually does this for this particular niche, which is to start a highly successful money funnel online business. And so if you don't have the steps, then you're probably not going to be successful in this business. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what I've been able to do recently. So one of my newer products, I have something called monthly recurring revenue, which is what we call continuity, which I'm going to describe to you a little bit later what that is. But this is just a screenshot of what that looks like. And I actually have on average about $111,000 a month just in reoccurring revenue. That doesn't include any of the other what we call front-loaded systems or what we call new customers coming in to buy new stuff. This is just people on an auto pay system paying me every single month for products. And so this is a screenshot of what we're doing with that. And so that just gives you an idea of what's possible. Not even new products, not even new product sales, not even getting new customers in. This is just old customers and what they're paying every single month. And this is possible for you as well. This is what we call, again, continuity. And if you think that's a high figure, imagine yourself only making, say, 10% of that. That's over $10,000 a month in auto reoccur or continuity money. And that would be like from subscriptions and that kind of thing where people are getting billed every single month. And you can actually get a piece of that pie as well. Of course, this isn't guaranteed. None of this is guaranteed, and just by osmosis or just by you watching this presentation doesn't automatically guarantee that you'll be able to get the results that you are looking at or that other people have gotten or that you want. But if you're willing to roll up your sleeves and do all of the steps that I outlined, you will absolutely be successful doing this. But you have to be willing to roll up your sleeves and do the steps. Listen, everything that we want in life, there is some work that's involved. And if you think that this is going to be a matter of, well, I'm just going to just sit on this couch and watch TV all day and hopefully somebody will send me a check, that's not how this works. But if you're willing to do a little bit of work and a little bit of education, which is what I'm starting this whole process with you right now, is the educational portion of this or the training portion, then you can absolutely be as successful, if not more successful, than not only my students, but myself included. So all of that is absolutely possible for you. I did lay out my exact treasure map, what I call, in my book, 100K in 100 Days. Many of you actually have this. If you don't have it, you can still get it at 100ksecret.com. You can actually get it for free. You just have to pay, I think it's like $9.97 or $10 for shipping and handling. But it basically outlines exactly what to do to start a multi-million-dollar business online from scratch. And so for those of you that haven't checked that out, absolutely check that out. But I was my own case study because I was sick and tired of people telling me, listen, Monica, yeah, it must have been really nice to be able to start a business from scratch in the 90s with a couple $100 in your pocket and turn that into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. But let's fast forward to right now. Can you really honestly, truly do that same thing by taking a couple $100 and turning that into tens of thousands or more per month in net profits? And so I actually used myself as a case study to prove to people that yes, I can do it time and 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 time again. And so that's why I wrote the book 100K in 100 Days. Now, of course, you might think, well, Monica means she's really lucky. You know, she just happens to have a really solid background with copywriting, with direct marketing strategies, blah, blah, blah. So obviously she's, you know, got it going on as far as that goes. So she could probably, you know, she's got the Midas touch. Anything she touches will turn to gold, right? Well, yeah, I've done a lot of things that have been right, you know. Of course, I've had a lot of product launches that were wrong, a lot of things that didn't make any money, a lot of things that did cause some bankruptcy. But yeah, I have created a life of ultimate financial freedom. This is me and my daughter. We usually travel a lot. Of course, with the pandemic, we've been unable to do that, but usually we travel all over the world. In fact, this is some of the stuff you might have actually seen this card in the mail if you've gotten this from me. But actually, we've been everywhere, and there's a lot of other trips for us in the near future as soon as all the pandemic stuff is uplifted or lifted up, I should say, or off of us rather. We will be continuing to travel. We have a lot more plans for a lot more different sites to go to. But this is what this business has allowed me to do. And maybe you don't want to travel, but maybe you have other different plans. Maybe you want to start a charity organization. Maybe you want to start. I had one of my employees who became so successful with my strategies that she worked for me for about 6 years, and she started her own online marketing business, and she became so successful she quit on me. Believe it or not. And I was kind of mad because she was my right-hand person, but at the same time, I was happy because she was able to be so successful, and she actually started a dog rescue organization. And so she uses the money that she earns from her online marketing activities for a dog rescue organization, which was her life dream. And it was something she always talked about but never did because she never had the financial resources to pull it off. And now she actually has this dog facility now, and so she was able to buy this big ranch, and she now helps to save animals, which I think is spectacular. Maybe you have a goal like that in mind. It might not be traveling, it might be something else. Who knows? But the sky's the limit when you have money. I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm thinking, I'm so lucky because I do know these strategies, and everything could be stripped away from me today, and within about a week, I'd be able to get everything up and running, and I'd be able to get another huge amount of influx of income coming in because of the knowledge that I possess. And this is the same knowledge that I will be giving to you as well. Of course, I did a lot of things really, really wrong. So just to give you the short of it, when I was a teenager, I started my first business. Now, let me tell you, they don't teach you anything about business when you're going to school. So what they teach you is reading, writing, arithmetic, right? And they don't teach you anything about, laws of business or even business math. In fact, I found out when I was in high school that you had to be a loser who was actually failing out of mathematics to be able to get into what they call the business math class. Because I'm like, how do I get in the business math class? Because I knew from the time when I was in high school that I wanted to have my own business. In fact, it was probably earlier than that, maybe junior high school, that I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. And so they're like, oh, sorry, you have to be flunking out of algebra to be able to get into the business math class. I'm like, wait, let me get this straight. You have to be a failure to get into something called business math. I didn't get it at all. So, unfortunately in school, they don't teach you. I think they do that on purpose. They don't teach you how to start a business. They don't teach you anything about entrepreneurship. They don't teach you about anything that's relevant to survival in today's economy while you're in school. And so, unfortunately, I made a lot of missteps and had a lot of legal issues going into my early 20s because I did not start my first business correctly. And so, you live with those things, you live and learn, right? That's part of life. I don't think any of us are perfect. We all have skeletons in the closet, and there's certainly some things that we're not proud of. But I am proud of the fact that I kept going. And no matter what, I just kept persisting. Like, what can I do to be different? What can I do to be better? What can I do to learn so that the next time I am better and I become a better businesswoman and a better person overall? So, those are the things that you learn in what we call the School of Hard Knocks. But after doing this for over 25 years now, I can't believe it when I say that, I understand that making money is not hard if you have the right system in place. So I remember having this argument with my dad when I was a teenager. I was still in high school. And I said, Dad, I don't understand why you're not making that much money, because making money is easy. And he's like, oh, no, you don't understand. You're you're this dumb little teenage kid who doesn't really know the reality of life, and you just don't know blah, 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 blah. Well, I had a mindset. My mindset said to me, guess what? If you think and you believe that it's not hard, then it's not going to be hard for you. Because I had very humble upbringings. There was times where we had our electricity and our gas and our phone shut off, and we did not have food. My parents were on welfare. That's how bad things were. In fact, I made my dad feel bad a few weeks ago because I was in my daughter's room and she has all brand new furniture and she has these lights hanging down one side of her room that kind of blink and it just looks like a magical palace castle in her room. And I just looked around and I'm like, you know what, Dad? I'm like, this is pretty freaking awesome, isn't it, this room? I'm like, I would have just killed to have a room like this when I was growing up. I says, you remember the type of room that I had, right? I had urine stained bed mattresses because we had to go and get the bed mattresses used and they all were like pissy and gross and they stunk and you could tell that people were bleeding all over them and that they had urine stains and probably crap stains, and those were the types of mattresses and furniture that I got as a kid, stuff that you'd basically dig out of a dumpster. In fact, some of the dumpsters around us here in this high-end area that I live in, some of the stuff you'd ever find if I ever did dumpster diving, which I don't, but I've seen some of the stuff that people throw away at the curb, for the trash man to pick up. And these mattresses that people throw away around here, they look brand new. Like there's not even a single stain on them. I would have killed for a mattress like that if I was a kid. So the types of stuff that we had as far as furniture and mattresses went that we slept on were probably lower than some of the stuff you'd even find in the local dump here. That's how bad it was when I was a kid. And I know I made my dad feel really bad when I said that, but I wanted him to see I'm doing a pretty freaking good job with this girl. I'm a single parent. I do all of this myself. I don't get any help from anybody. I've never gotten any help from anyone. And I'm super proud of myself. Everything I've purchased, everything I get, it's all because of this business that I'm going to share with you. But my point in this whole little mini tangent story is that if your mind is that it's easy and you have the mindset that you can do this, listen, you have every single advantage afforded to you, every single advantage. Everything. You live in one of the greatest countries in the entire world. You speak English. You understand English, obviously, if you're listening to me. And you are perfectly set up to take advantage of this opportunity. If you have an internet connection, which I'm assuming you do if you're also listening to me, and you have a computer, which I'm assuming you do because you're watching this, then you have every bit of advantage to be able to take advantage of the opportunities I'm about to present to you just by the state of being that you are right now. There are people that will spend a whole lifetime just trying to get to the United States of America just to even start a life. And then when they get here, they struggle with trying to learn the language. They struggle trying to get papers to get a job. And then the jobs that they do get are, the base bottom jobs that they usually don't get even a minimum wage to do. And, you have every advantage. So if you're ever complaining, oh, I don't have any opportunity. Yes, you do. You do have the opportunity. In fact, I will show you by the end of this presentation how not only do you have the opportunity, but how you could take advantage of it right now. So I had it in my mind that this was going to be easy to start a business and to be successful. And I was right. And I was able to prove my dad wrong as I'm looking around my house and showing him my daughter's room and reminding him the pissy, urine-stained mattresses that we got to sleep on as kids and how I'm doing much better than he ever did for us. Now, I don't blame him and fault him. That was, of course, his poverty mindset and his impoverished thinking, probably that he got from his parents growing up. But I knew even though I had an impoverished upbringing myself, I knew I was going to pull myself out of it. Now, the other thing I want you to know is having a big business, selling your own products, having a warehouse, having employees, health plans, insurances, taxes, all the IRS filings, all the other paperwork you got to do for the state, et cetera, all headaches, okay? I just found out from the state of California I have to do some sexual harassment type of training that's going to cost me all this time and money and all this other stuff, and I just want to throw in the towel. I'd love to just leave California because they don't make it a business user-friendly state here. But if you could avoid doing all of that to get into a business that's highly profitable without having to deal with all of that stuff, man, I strongly recommend you do it. Now, if somebody told me that I could make more than $20,000 in pure profits, that's net profits per month, who could actually set me up in this dream business, I would be all over it, folks. I would be all over it. Doesn't it seem like it would be something awesome that you would want to do? Yes? Say yes. You got to say yes. If you want to start taking the bull by the horns and having a different life, you have to say yes. So I want you to type in or say yes to yourself right now. Yes, that you agree that this is going to be a different year. Yes, you agree that this is going to be a different time in your life where you're going to finally figure this out. You're going to finally have a highly successful online marketing business, and you are finally going to start making the money that you've always wanted. Say yes. Say it right now. Please say yes. Okay, here we go. Yeah, tons of yeses. All right. So I discovered the hard way that absolutely nobody out there is ever going to give you what we call the plan. All right. They're not going to give it to you because if they finally find out what the plan is, they don't want to share it with other people. It's almost like saying, oh, I found out where all the gold is. I found out where all the gold is. And then you come back to the town and everybody's like, well, where's all the gold? You're like, yeah, I'm not going to tell you because now you're going to run out there and go get the gold and then I'm not going to get any more gold. So every single time I build up a student, and they always say, well, Monica, I will give you the best testimonial ever because of blah, 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 blah. And then the very moment I say, okay, well, once you give the testimonial, you also have to give the name of your website and all this other stuff. They're like, yeah, no, we don't want to do that anymore because then now people are going to go to our website. They're going to copy the exact product that we're selling. They're going to copy our website, rip off of all of our words, et cetera, et cetera. And then we're not going to have an advantage in the marketplace anymore. So I have so many students that become so highly successful and then they're not willing to share their story. And so it's because they're afraid that people are going to go out and copy them because they've waited their whole entire life to find this business opportunity if it finally works. And then they're now fearful that somebody's going to rip it off and steal it. So that's why nobody teaches you the plan, because once people find the plan, they're like, oh, I'm not going to share the plan with you because now you're going to rip off the plan and then I won't be able to have an advantage in the marketplace. I have a little bit different of a viewpoint and how that works, but I'm going to share with you momentarily on why I am the only one out there that's sharing this plan with you. There's a reason for it. Now, here's a quick crash course in how to fail in business. If you've ever been in business, want to be in business, or don't understand how business works, it's imperative that you listen to every word I'm about to tell you because this is how most people think. Remember what I just said. They do not teach you anything about building a successful business when you're in school. And I believe they do that maliciously and purposely to keep everybody a worker bee for the elite and the super wealthy in the world so that they have people in their warehouses. They have people working in their stores. They have people working in their offices, making them rich. So they're obviously not going to have any interest in making you rich by you living out your dream. They want you to keep living their dream and building their wealth. So they don't teach you any of this stuff in school. So unfortunately, most people, when they first run out to start a business, will call you and me and everybody else commoners. So when all of us commoners go out to start a business, we have no education. We were never taught how to do this in junior high or high school or even college. And so what we run out to do is we think, okay, well, let's think of a product that people might want to buy. Maybe we'll start, looking for the stuff. We'll start stockpiling the stuff that we get from Alibaba or AliExpress.com. Maybe we start a store, a retail store. We don't know whether anybody wants this, but I think it sounds really great selling milkshakes or custard or starting an ice cream store. Not even thinking about how many units of ice cream or how many units of juice or how many units of custard you have to sell just to pay your freaking rent, let alone trying to pay for all the equipment that you're financing or leasing, let alone trying to pay for all the taxes, let alone trying to pay for your first or second employee, and forget about paying yourself, right? So they don't even whip out a calculator and say, okay, well, if each sale's worth $5 and my rent on this unit is $5,000 a month, how many units of these custard bowls do I have to sell? How many units of this ice cream do I have to sell? How many units of this juice do I have to sell to be able to just make rent every single month? So nobody even thinks about that kind of stuff, which is, I believe, just an epic fail on the part of just people's minor common sense. Like, why would you even think of that in the first place? So people run out, the first thing they want to do is start a store, or maybe they want to start selling stuff on Amazon or eBay, so they think, let's just go to Alibaba.com and start just stockpiling the stuff in our garage and maybe start selling it online. Or maybe you fall into this affiliate program where you could sell somebody else's product, but then it turns out you end up making just mere pennies on every single sale. Or maybe you just spend years and years and tons of money on a product development for a new product, and then it turns out that absolutely nobody wants the product. Or maybe you build a website, pay a bunch of money in marketing, and then it turns out that nobody buys your product because either your product sucks or you can't get traffic for the website, or maybe both. You don't know. Sometimes people just don't know, and then they throw in the towel. They're like, I can never make this business thing successful. Why bother trying? And then back to work they go. And then every single time they fail like this, it chisels away that piece of their dream in their heart. I mean, how many of you have experienced this? I mean, if this is something that you've experienced, say yes. Just say yes. I get it, Monica. There's been many times where I've had a dream of owning my own business, and I've tried a business and it failed, and I tried that business and it failed, and I tried something else and it failed, and I tried this and it failed, and then you just don't want to get back up again to try any more times. How many of you can say that that happened? Just say yes, that's correct. A lot of you are coming in and saying, yeah, it chisels away at your enthusiasm. It chisels away at the dream, and then you just don't want to go back up. You don't want to pull your bootstraps back up and try again. And unfortunately, it takes away and deflates your confidence for ever wanting to try again. And it's only because nobody ever gave you the right plan to do this and to get started. Listen, the world has forever changed, folks. Because of this pandemic, it's just never going to be the same again. The things that we thought were the way things were, it's not going to be that way for anymore. I mean, things are going to be different, but different in a good way. If you remember how things changed after 9/11, we just they have security in place where we have extra TSA and more layers of security, and a door that's closed that disallows people from breaking in and being getting through to the cockpit in an airplane. And there's other security layers in place to where one of the flight attendants has to sit in with the other pilot while the other pilot leaves and goes to the bathroom. There's a lot of other security that's layered in place now because of 9/11 and other incidences that happened thereafter. So with the pandemic, a lot of people are worried, well, what does this mean as far as the way we do things? Well, things are just going to be different. That's all. I don't think it's going to be worse. I just think it's going to probably be an extra layer of maybe sanitation. And good. I mean, how many times have you ever gone to like a salad bar and think that's the grossest thing ever? I mean, one of the things I never do when I'm in Vegas is I never hit the salad bar, the buffet bars, because I think they're gross. And now the world is starting to say, hey, these things are pretty gross, having all this food sitting around where anybody can lick on it or kids can pick something up and put it back. And it's just salad bars have always been gross. And now people are starting to realize just how gross they are. And other things, I mean, maybe it's not a bad thing to be extra sanitized, you know what I mean? And maybe it's not a bad thing for people not to be coughing and sneezing all over each other or being so close together. Or maybe not shaking hands is not such a bad thing anymore. I mean, I don't know. I just see that there's going to be different changes. And, when we change and we go through the evolution process, things tend to get hopefully better. And so I think things are just going to get better as we do things differently. But that also means people are going to be forced to work at home more, or you're going to prefer to work at home more. You're not going to be wanting to be in some kind of corporate or business or job situation where you're with thousands of people all the time, or even some of the time. You're going to want to be more to yourself and away from people more. And so I think that's probably how life changed. Now, if you don't have a successful online business already set up, guess what? You're going to have to start thinking about it if you're going to not only survive but thrive in the years to come. So what does this new world mean for economics as far as your survival and making money right now? Well, the answer is it means that you have to sell a product or service that a lot of people want, that people are willing to pay for, especially during harder economic times. So I'm going to share with you some products that really do well when the economy starts to take a dive, and how we can actually reframe who we market to so that we're not dealing with people who are just the bottom, sea dwellers that basically don't have enough money to scrape together a couple bucks for our product, and we only focus on what we call the mass wealthy. meaning people who always have money no matter how hard the economic times come. In fact, the people that are mass wealthy are pretty much the only ones who have money to spend on your products. And so it's a good train of thought to get in line with only marketing products for people of that higher echelon caliber, so that you could always make sure you have a constant influx of money coming in, because you're only catering to people who have money. Your products must be at around $1,000, give or take, minimum, to be able to make you great money. So this is what we call a high or higher ticket item, which I'm going to go into great detail in this training. This is what changes when the economy takes a nosedive. We can no longer focus on the people who are counting pennies to be able to have them as their customers. We have to focus on people who always have higher dollar amounts available. Not only do they have this money in their bank account ready to spend, but they want to spend it on something that's going to make them better or better their lives in some way. And I'm going to talk to you exactly about what that means as we go along. You must be willing to roll up your sleeves to do what it takes for massive success. I don't mean ditch digging. I don't mean doing anything difficult or hard or above anybody's comprehension level here. In fact, if you're listening to me, and the mere fact that you're able to tune into this and that you're listening to what I'm saying means you already have the technological caliber needed to do this business, believe it or not. Just in the mere fact that you're able to tune in and listen to what I'm doing and talking about right now means you automatically have the caliber you need to be successful in this online marketing game, okay? So don't think that you don't have it. You do. You just have to go through the very simple steps, 1, 2, 3, ABC, to set everything up. And even better, I can help you set it up for you, all right? So you don't even have to worry about some of the techie components and elements needed to be successful. So where do you begin? How do you even find the products or the services that are super hot in markets that are in economic decline? How do you find these mass wealthy people that have bank accounts full of money and they're ready to spend it on stuff, even if the economy is in the toilet, and they're continuing to spend money so that you don't have to focus on people that are barely making ends meet? And so the answer is, it's a secret. Shh. Well, I'm gonna do the carrot in front of your face right now. How many of you actually want to know what the secret is? Tell me yes. Say yes. Go ahead and type it in there. How many of you actually want to know the true secret behind how to find super hot products for people who are mass wealthy, who want to pay for high ticket items, even if the economy is in the toilet? Who wants to know that secret? Say yes. If nobody says yes, you're going to be looking at this little guy in the corner forever. Okay, there we go. All the yeses coming in. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. All right, so here's the secret. All right, so you probably see, it's like, okay, Monica, what does this mean? You already talked about the gold rush a couple minutes ago. What does this mean? You're talking about us running out and finding gold? Well, kind of. I'm going to share with you the real secret by asking you a question, okay? So I'm going to give you a little quiz. I want everybody to participate, all right? Who made more money during the gold rush? And I'm not talking about different families or different, people by last name. Or I'm not talking about different areas of the country where all the gold was. Who actually made more money? Those looking for the gold, meaning those that actually went out to go find gold and they were actually standing in the rivers and panning for gold. Those are the people looking for gold. Or the people who sold the tools to those looking for gold. Now think about how critical this is, right? And so during the gold rush period, you had all of these people moving across the country, going to different areas like Montana and Oregon and California and all these different places because they got wind that there was a gold rush in those areas. And so they all came out with their caravan of people and their tents and, all their stuff. And then when they got there, they had realized that they had to buy more stuff. Like they were going to have to buy shovels and golding pan things and probably a variety of other things. In fact, one of the oldest companies in the entire world right now actually was derived out of the gold rush period. And they started in the 1800s. And they actually still are going strong to this day. And all they did was cater to miners and people who were looking for gold during the gold rush period. Can anybody guess what that company is? It's a multi-billion-dollar company now. And they actually catered, they were part of the tool business, selling tools to the gold rush people, the people coming out to look for gold. Does anybody know what company that is? I want to see if anybody can guess. Can anybody guess? Guess? Levi Strauss. That's right. Somebody guessed. Levi's. So Levi's was a company that was only catering at that time to people who were looking for overalls or people that wanted to have clothes that didn't rip. And so what was going on was other jeans and other clothes that people were wearing during the gold rush period and during the mining period, they were ripping in the sides. And so what Levi Strauss did was they were the first company that created rivets that would keep the pockets on and rivets that would keep the clothes together. And so they were the most durable clothes for the miners to wear. They made overalls, they made jeans, and they are still going strong to this day. And they came out of the gold rush period as a company selling tools to the people looking for gold. All right, but that just doesn't go for Levi Strauss and jeans or overalls. It also goes for the people that sell pickaxes, people that sold the dynamite, people that sold shovels, people that sold the gold pans. They were the ones that actually made more money than the people actually looking for and seeking out and finding the gold, believe it or not. So my $1 million business secret is sell the tools to those wanting to get wealth instead of doing the thing to get wealthy. Does that make sense? So instead of being the guy running out to go looking for the gold inside the stream, you want to be the guy in business that's selling the tools, selling the panning stuff, selling the pickaxes, selling the Levi Strauss, jeans, selling the tools to the people looking to get wealthy. And if this doesn't make too much sense to you, I will be being a little bit more straightforward as far as what I'm talking about as we go along, because you're probably thinking, okay, I kind of get the concept, but really what is she talking about? And I will get into the minute, finite details shortly. In other words, you don't want to do the wealth plan. You want to sell the wealth plan. You don't want to use the software or the platform for the result. You want to sell the software or the platform for the result. You don't want to read the book about the wealth plan. You want to write and sell the book about the wealth plan. Do you guys understand this? Do you guys get the whole gist of this? This is why, I have to say, this is probably the first time I've actually openly, outwardly revealed my wealth secret for the first time in history right now is not doing the wealth plan, selling the wealth plan. All right. And so you can all be in that same business, even if you don't have a wealth plan to sell. And I'm going to clearly illustrate exactly what I'm talking about as we go along. But this is one of the most mind-blowing things I think I realized years later. I didn't really realize what I was doing in the very beginning because I was just in business from what I could tell. And it wasn't until later when somebody talked about the gold miners and how the people selling the tools made more money than the people actually panning for gold did. I was like, I'm in the tool business, right? And so to be successful, you have to be in the tool business too. You have to understand the difference. If you're going to be buying a product, is it the tool or are you the person selling the tool? Which business are you in? Because you always want to be in the business of selling the tool. That's where all the money is. But even better, to cut to the chase, folks, is that you don't ever want to reinvent the wheel. Nobody wants to do that, right? Nobody wants to sit there and write the wealth book or write the wealth home study course or create the video modules about the wealth stuff or to create the software to help people get wealthy. I mean, you probably don't want to do that. And if you do, you're going to be stuck in a tailspin of R&D and a lot of money and time. And then you don't even know at the end of the day if your product's going to ever sell. So in the very beginning, at least, you don't want to be the one reinventing the wheel. You want to get to the nitty-gritty of the stuff that's already selling and is selling a lot. And you want to skip over the stuff that sucks and that nobody wants. So in the very beginning, don't create your own products. Don't do this yet. You can do this later, but not yet, all right? Because I have to tell you, For me, on the short end, it takes about 3 to 6 months to develop a new product. So right now, to give you a little bit of backstory on a brand new product that I'm doing right now, it's a product for writers. And I've actually been in the R&D process on this product on and off. I've been super consistent with it, but it's been since March of last year. And so we're talking like, we're coming up on a year now of being in the R&D on a product. Now, normally it doesn't take me that long. And if I was really consistent with it, it would probably be 3 to 6 months. But it's taken me almost a year. I'm giving myself the extra time. There's certain things that have to fall in line for me to complete this process anyway. But that's what it takes on average for people in this business who are consistent in this business to develop a product. 3 to 6 months on the short side, many times a lot longer than that. So for example, if you're coming up with a home study course, this is what we call information publishing, the stuff that you see on the top left there. It's almost like a trading course there. That's what we call info publishing or information publishing. The stuff on the bottom that you see, the health supplements, that's what we call consumables. Consumables are like, say, weight loss pills or skincare products or anything that people are going to consume, whether internally or topically. That would be a consumable product. And so even though you might be private labeling somebody else's product, it usually takes time to get it all together. You have to order it from the company, you have to order your labels, you have to get everything together, you have to start your website, you have to launch your new product, or if you're doing a home study course of some kind, you have to write the product or hire people to write the product. It takes long loads of time to do all of this. And then what happens is that even if you do everything right, meaning that you have the top copywriter who created your copy for you, you have a top tech person who puts your website together, even if you do everything correct, first of all, it's going to cost you a ton of money and a ton of time, but there's also a huge risk that nobody's ever going to buy your product. So you're going to go through this whole painful and expensive process, and you're going to realize, oh, wait, maybe nobody wants this, or maybe the price point's too high, and then all of a sudden everything kind of collapses, and then nobody ends up buying your product, or you have maybe mediocre success, certainly not enough to give you back your initial investment in the whole business to begin with. That's the wrong way of doing things. Now, even me, as an expert in this, out of every 10 products I create from scratch, about 1 or 2 will make money. Sometimes I have a better success rate than that, but about 1 or 2 make any money. And so when I was talking to you about this writers project that I'm putting together, this new writers promotion that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of months, that's taken me upwards of a year to complete, a lot of it has to do with the back research that I'm doing to make sure that this product is going to be successful. And even then, none of us are ever guaranteed. I don't know, with as much expertise that I have in copywriting and website building and all the other techie elements, I'm not even going to know whether this is going to work at all. That is not the way to go in business. In the very beginning, you should probably ride on somebody else's back until you can see the trajectory of the success of that product. And then you can branch out and create your own products if you want to do it that way. This is not the route to go if you don't have even the high level of expertise and experience that I have, which, as I mentioned, is, I shudder when I say this, 25 years already. So how many of you actually want to make money online without finding your own products, without creating a website from scratch, without hoping you can make money in there? And say yes. Say yes. I want to find a way that disallows me from having to, in the very beginning at least, create my own products, create my own website. Who the hell wants to do that? Having a warehouse full of stuff, having staff and all this other headache, and then maybe hoping I could make some kind of money in the end. Nobody wants to do that, right? So I'm going to show you a way, 3 secrets actually, that will show you exactly how to make this happen for you. Who wants to hear about these 3 secrets I have? Say yes. Go ahead and say yes. Say yes. Who wants to know the 3 secrets, the 3 key secrets that I have? All right. Yes. Yes. Okay. Very good. Yes. All right. So, secret number 1 is how you could create a highly profitable money funnel website in 15 minutes or less. That's my first secret. My second secret is how you could sell high ticket products between $1,000 and $10,000 a crack to what I call the mass wealthy, people that not only have money, but they're willing to spend it, even if the economy is in the toilet. And secret number 3, how you could drive endless amounts of qualified traffic. Notice I have qualified in uppercase, not just any traffic, qualified traffic to your simple website websites to make massive monthly cash flows. And I'm going to go over each secret in detail and exactly how you can make every single one of them work for a highly successful, highly profitable online business. All right. So who wants to know all these secrets? Say yes. Come on, you guys. I need a little more energy than this. I need energy to be able to carry me through these presentations. And when I don't have any participation, then I feel like nobody likes me. So give me some yeses. Yes, yes, yes. All right, here we go. Yes, yes. Okay, perfect. You guys have a lot of energy. You guys have a lot of spark. I love you guys, by the way. All right, so I'm going to show you all of these secrets, starting with secret number 1, which is how you can set up a highly profitable money-making money funnel in 15 minutes or less. Now, recently I did a live demo. This was a few months back for one of my 100K Mastery mentorship groups. And I did a live demo, and it took me 17 and a half minutes to complete a full website. And you're thinking, well, Monica, that's not 15 minutes. That's 17 and a half minutes. But let me tell you the caveat of this. I was talking the entire time, but the main reason I was unable to complete it in say 10 or 12 minutes was because the student who wanted me to do a demo for him ended up giving me the wrong password, and so I couldn't log into one of the systems for the live demo. So that was the main reason why I was unable to complete it in 15 minutes. But I can complete most full complete money funnel websites in less than 15 minutes. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's you, Monica. You can do all these things because you're a super expert with this. You know all the techie stuff like the back of your hand. You could probably build websites in your sleep, right? Well, right, I can. But you can do it too. It might take you 30 minutes. It may take you 45 minutes. You could actually build a website using my clones, my highly successful tested and proven clones, even if it takes you through the entire time of watching Star Wars. So say, for example, you're watching Star Wars and you have your laptop in your lap and you're doing your whole thing and you're following the instructions while you're watching a movie. I could guarantee you that with the way I do my very easy to understand step-by-step methodologies on how to create a website, you and anybody else, including many 4th and 5th graders, if you follow everything I'm doing, you can create an entire successful money funnel website from front to back, A to Z, while watching your favorite movie, okay? So even if it takes you longer, you're going to be watching the movie anyway. You might as well be building a multi-million-dollar business with your laptop on your lap while you're enjoying your movie, right? And so you could actually build a highly successful money funnel website in the time of a movie, and that's actually taking breaks. That includes taking a toilet break. That includes getting the popcorn break going. That includes taking breaks in between, and you can do this. Now, how am I so sure? Well, first of all, it's very easy in today's top-notch WYSIWYG technology that we have. It's super easy to set up a website. I mean, I remember when I first set up my first websites in the 1990s, we had something called HTML. We had to upload through something called FTP to get our websites up. I used a software called Microsoft Front Page, which was like a box software that I had on my computer, and then every single time I make a change, I'd have to upload the entire website from my desktop. So in other words, if my desktop computer decided to get fry, or if it was completely incapacitated or somebody stole it, I would have lost my whole website. I would have had to literally start over and build a brand new website from a new version of Front Page from a new desktop or laptop and upload the new website into the FTP server if I wanted to change anything on my website. That's how things were back then, okay? And so things are super easy now. If you can't do the website thing, that means that you're just not trying hard enough, because it's super easy. Anybody could do it. There's so many online tutorials. There's YouTube videos of people that teach you how to do this stuff. I mean, there's no excuses, folks. There just simply is not. But also, too, I could help you build your website to ensure that's 100% done correctly, rather than leaving anything to the imagination. So I'll show you how it works, and I'll show you how you could do it. But if you feel like there's certain things you're not getting, or certain things that you're not sure that you put in place correctly, I will go in and make sure that it's done right, because I know exactly what I'm doing. So eventually it's going to take you time to get it, to be an expert doing this, but it's nice to know that somebody like me is there and I have your back. I'm there for you, and I'm here to make sure that you're going to be successful doing this. So secret number 2, how you could sell high-ticket products between $1,000 and $10,000, sometimes more. All right, so this is the key to this success, in that we're going to be focusing on something called the mass wealthy We're going to be selling them high ticket items so that we don't have to worry about the bottom dwellers, the people that could barely scrape together enough money to pay their rent, people that could barely scrape together enough money to buy a cup of coffee. We don't want them, especially when the economy goes to hell in a handbasket. We especially do not want to be targeting those people. We want to be targeting what we call the mass wealthy, and there's a certain key set of secrets in doing that in and of itself. It's actually a science to doing this, to where we're going to be disengaging from, no longer focusing on people who are the bottom dwellers, and we're going to only focus on people who have money, who are willing and able to spend it. All right, and that's what we call this high ticket item, the high ticket sale. The biggest mistake that a lot of new entrepreneurs make is that you sell products that nobody wants, and or you're targeting unqualified or broke prospects. All right. So I realized that I was doing this when I was focusing a lot of my attention on who my core focus was when bringing in new traffic for my 100K and 100 days book offer. So I was actually focusing, unfortunately, on a lot of people who I call bottom dwellers. And I don't mean any disrespect by that. I just mean that that's what we call people who don't have a lot of money, who are not going to be good customers for you, but they're also going to be the biggest troublemaker customers as well. They're going to be the bad apples, the ones that are always complaining about everything. They say those in the cheap seats boo the loudest, and that is 100% true. And so I realized my mistake as the economy was starting to come undone in the last year. I realized, you know what, I have to stop engaging with the bottom dwellers, and I have to start refocusing in on who I want my core customer to be. My core customer has to be what we call the mass wealthy, the upper middle class or upper class people who have money, who have no problem spending that money no matter how bad the economy gets, and offering products that cater to that demographic of people. And so that's when I started to disconnect from some of the other marketing campaigns that I was doing and some of the other product lines that I was doing. Some of you have probably noticed that I'm not offering some of my product lines anymore, and it's because I was targeting the wrong people. And so it's now time to disengage with those bottom dwelling individuals and to concentrate on the mass wealthy, the people who have money, who want to buy high ticket items. And so I strongly suggest that you coming into this, you might be a brand new entrepreneur, brand new to business. And even if you don't do anything that I'm telling you in this training, I want you to take this to any product that you ever do as an entrepreneur for the rest of your life. And that is only focus on products people want and focus on targeting qualified people who have money, okay? Who have money and want to spend that money, all right? So again, if you do nothing that I tell you in this presentation, think about that and think about that only whenever you're devising or creating any product for any business that you want to do in the future. Now, how many times have you watched Shark Tank? I'm like a Shark Tank addict. I watch like every single episode. And you see people trying to sell products that nobody wants. You're like, what the hell's that? Or who would ever want that? It's so hard to understand their description of the product, and what you do is discombobulated. You're like, what? I don't get it. If it's not easy for me to understand, and if you can't tell me an elevator pitch in 30 seconds or less on what that product is and how it can help me, then I'm not interested. So many people come to the table, they're like, oh, my great-great-grandmama from Sicily, you know, she's got this secret spaghetti sauce recipe, and I just want to bottle it up and I want to sell it to everybody. You want to know what a pain in the ass that would be? How many units of this, you know, special sauce that you'd have to sell to stores worldwide, to sell to Whole Foods or all the grocery store chains, to maybe if you're lucky, make $1 a bottle. You would have to sell 1 million bottles or jars of this special spaghetti sauce just to make $1 million. My God, that's like way too much work for me. I have zero interest in doing any of that. But these are the things that people don't think about. But it's not your fault. You're not even wired to think this way. They don't teach you or train you how to think like an entrepreneur. They don't teach you that in school. So of course it's not your fault that you don't think like that, but I'm teaching you how to think differently. And that is, you don't want to focus on something that you're going to make millions of to make millions of dollars. You want to focus on something that you can, you know, have the maximum amount of leverage to make maximum amount of money in minimum time. That's what we're focusing in on, and it has nothing to do with these brilliant ideas or whippy WYSIWYG things that we're making, these gadgets or gadgets that's going to cost a lot of money and time to try to mold in China to get it. No, 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 no. We want maximum leverage in minimum time to make maximum dollars, all right? And that is selling to highly qualified prospects who have an insatiable appetite, and you want to be offering them products that they really want that are high ticket. This is the secret to getting rich in business. And so we want to focus on what we call a market of fanatics. These people who will spend crazy money on products with no logic attached. One of the biggest fanatical markets that I'm aware of is the golf market. People who are golfers. They love all of their golf stuff. They will buy products to be able to shave a couple of strokes or par or whatever the hell they call. I'm not even a golfer, so I have no idea what the hell any of that means. But they will spend crazy amounts of money on golf stuff, and even more in line of what I'm talking about. 99% of your golfers are considered mass wealthy. They're people that are upper middle class or high class, and they have the money, or at least the willingness to spend the money on golf stuff. Okay, so that's what we call a crazy fanatical market. That's the type of market you want to focus on. Another crazy fanatical market is those who want to do better in stock trading. And so this product launch, it netted me over $1 million net profits in the first 9 months of launching this new product. This is one of the products that we launched. It was about 3 years ago, but the first 9 months we netted over $1 million because these people are so fanatical. So maximum leverage with minimal work and to make maximum dollars. This is what we want to do. We want to focus on fanatical products. In fact, this is one of the product lines you can actually market to. You could literally write off of her coattails using the strategies and techniques I'm going to be sharing with you to not even have to develop a product. We already have the products in place. You just basically sell the products and you make a huge cut in a commission of each sale of each of these products. Again, maximum leverage, minimal time for maximum dollars. That's what we want to focus in on. And this is one of these rare markets where we were targeting the mass wealthy so that we could ultimately make maximum dollar and have people whip out their credit cards and not worry that you're taking away their next meal or that you're taking away their rent payment or whatever. You're focusing in on a different echelon of people who even in the worst of economic times will still pay for and buy your products. All right. So you want to sell products in the insatiable appetite category to crazy fanatics. And if you could do this, you will be wealthy within a very short period of time. So we are long past selling those jars of, Grandmama Rosa's special Sicilian spaghetti sauce. We're like way beyond the entrepreneurial methodologies of that. We're actually in the crux of how you could become very wealthy in the shortest amount of time possible with this business secret that never fails. So there's only a handful of profitable crazy fanatic markets. I just named a couple of them to you: the golf market, the stock trading market. But again, they're all markets where we're selling tools to people. We're not in the business of stock trading. We're selling tools to people who want to be better stock traders. We're not in the business of being a golfer. We are in the business of selling products to golfers as tools, whether it's a putter or some kind of video teaching them how to, swing better or whatever. We're selling tools. We're in the tool selling business. We're not in the doing the stuff business. We're in the tool selling products business. Okay, that's where the key success is. So here's an example for the stock trading stuff. For stock trading, you can have a stock trading system, whether it's a home study course or some kind of online video module series. You could have stock trading software to help people forecast and predict the market. You can have a stock trading forecasting membership. We have one called Hot Tips that we basically give tips to people on what we think is going to happen in the future market. So this is an insatiable appetite market catering to the mass wealthy who have money to spend on these types of products, even in the most dire of economic times. And again, this is how we get maximum leverage in minimal time for maximum dollars, is by focusing in on these types of markets, okay? And you can make piles and piles of cash just with this one type of product. Let me give an example of one of my students who really wasn't a student in the beginning, but he actually only has one product. It's my video guy, Jesse J, and I congratulate him. So he had a baby girl this past November. And so he no longer does my video events anymore, which is probably a good thing because I don't do any any seminar events anymore right now because of the pandemic. But Jesse is, he's financially free. And it was because of all the stuff that I taught on my internet cash flow strategies over the years. He started this website called syncmymusic.com. He makes an absolute fortune. In the very beginning, he was making about $20,000 a month. He started with no product, no website in the very beginning to $20,000 a month in only a few months. And he still only has one product. He has continuity, which again is a rebill of somebody's credit card every single month. He makes well over $50,000 a month online. And so when I saw him, he came to my house this last fall to break the news about how his girlfriend, Brenda, was pregnant. And he wrote me the most heartfelt letter. I started crying when I read the letter because he just talked in the letter about how he thanks me from the bottom of his heart, about how I changed his life. And his life would not be the same had he not filmed my videos for my events and learned all the internet cash flow secrets and strategies I've taught my students over the years. And he would now not even have the business or the financial freedom to even raise this child had he not learned these things from me. So it actually brought me to tears. I will save that letter forever. In fact, I want to laminate it because it's just such a special letter to me. And that's why I keep doing what I'm doing, folks. That's why I keep giving you guys the nuts and bolts and the secrets and the strategies of being a highly successful entrepreneur out there, because I know I'm one of the only ones out there who will give you the nuts and bolts to be a successful entrepreneur. And so he's given me the best possible testimonial ever. And in fact, if you've never seen this testimonial, you can actually see it on, I believe it's on 100ksecret.com. I think it's already also on my Money Funnel Apprenticeship site too. So moneyfunnelapprenticeship.com or moneyfunnelapprentice.com, one of the two. But he gave me the most heartfelt video testimonial. He's so amazing. But this is possible for you. He's not any more special than you are. He became this wealthy from this one product. And it was only one product. And he focuses in on a very niche market of people who want to be musicians. But his key success is that he focuses on people who have an insatiable appetite to become successful musicians. Now you might think, oh, successful musicians, that's not like a high echelon group of people. They don't have any money. No, you don't understand who he focuses in on. He focuses in on people who became professionals, who are middle-aged, who've always had a dream about being a successful musician. They have money from their profession or their job or their business, but they had this nagging feeling in the back of their heart that they should have always pursued being, say, for example, a jazz musician or, a rock star or whatever, and they were unable to, get out of their job or their career to pursue that. And so that's his mass wealthy audience. That's what's making him so wealthy, is because of who he targets. He targets the mass wealthy, people who have money for his product. And that's what you have to do too. So in this, you have a choice. You could choose to create your own product from scratch, no matter what it is, whether it's a golfing product or something else that caters to a higher echelon group of individuals who have money, who are willing to spend it on your product. I could tell you from a lot of experience with this, the R&D alone takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of money. And then at the end of the day, we don't even know if anybody wants your product. This is a huge financial risk, but it's also a huge time risk. We're not even talking about the risk on your psyche. What happens if you do all of this, you spend all of this money, you do all of these things on this list, and then all of a sudden nobody buys your product and you go into financial demise because of your risk? When are you going to ever pick yourself back up again to try a new business? Probably never, because it will have damaged your confidence so much. It will have deflated you so much that we don't even account for the fact of how much that damage does in your future of possibly potentially being a successful entrepreneur. But when you sell other people's products, at least in the very beginning, later on you could sell your own, but you simply plug in to other people's already tested and proven successful products so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel because you're simply riding on somebody else's coattails. You do not need a traditional business structure. You don't even have to have a corporation. Now, while I always recommend people start off with an S corporation in their home state, you don't actually have to have one to get started. You could even start your S corporation later on down the road for that asset protection. But at the very beginning, all you need is at least a personal checking account or a PayPal account just to get paid your commissions. You don't need to build a website from scratch. It's already done for you. No need to create products because they're already created for you. In fact, they're already tested and proven successful. So you don't even have to run a test on them. They've already been proven successful. So there's absolutely no risk on your part. So the left side obviously is not recommended. We do not want to do that. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We want to only hook up with something that is tested and proven. Now, if you think having your own business is going to give you the ultimate financial freedom, well, it will definitely give you financial freedom if you do well, but the business itself is not so great. In many cases, you're worse off than a regular job, many times working 60 or 80 hours a week. A lot of times you'll experience dips in cash flow and profits depending on the time of year or depending on some kind of product issue or whatnot that creates debt. There's lots and lots of stress, lots of sleepless nights. If you're going to go as the traditional entrepreneur business owner, this is all the stuff that they don't tell you that you're really signing up for. And then, of course, there's not going to be any vacations for at least your first 3 to 5 years. But there is an alternative, okay? You can literally ride on somebody else's coattails, taking their already tested, successful, proven system and just basically hopping on board and becoming a success yourself without creating products from scratch, without any kind of R&D, without any kind of huge financial risk or investment, and without the stress. You could just basically plug and play, plug right into an already existing, highly successful business system and start profiting. It's literally really that easy. But you have to know which highly profitable business systems are already up and running out there that you do not have to reinvent the wheel for, and that's what I'm here to tell you. Now, this is super, 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 super important that I tell you this first. It is pointless, 100% pointless, whether you decide to create your own product from scratch or whether you decide to hop on board and promote somebody else's already established, highly successful product. If you have a website out there floating around in cyberspace, it's like an island in the middle of nowhere that nobody knows anything about, right? So secret number 3 is that you have to know how to drive endless amounts of qualified, remember it has to be qualified leads and traffic to your simple websites or money funnels to make massive monthly cash flows. All right, and by the way, many of you are probably wondering, well, Monica, why do you call your websites money funnels? What's the difference between a website and a money funnel? Well, all of my websites are money funnels. The only exception to the rule is I have a website called monicamain.com, which is my name, monicamain.com. That's more of what we call a catalog website. Most people, most large Fortune 500 companies have something called a catalog website. So if you ever go to bestbuy.com or if you ever go to walmart.com or amazon.com, those are considered catalog websites where you basically go there and you can see all of their products. You can search what they have. That's a catalog website. We do something called money funnel websites, where we basically give people only one thing to do on every screen. There's only one thing for them to do on screen 1, which is usually to input their name and email address to get a free report or get some other free bait item, right? So page 2, they order something. There's only one thing for them to order. That's it. Page 3, they usually get an upsell of some kind. There's only one thing for them to potentially upsell. And if they don't want it, then they click no. If they want it, they click yes. Page 3, there's another upsell usually. They either click yes that they want it or no that they want it, but there's only one item for them to potentially get, right? So that's why we call it funnels, because we basically tell them in every step of the transaction what they're supposed to do, and we only give them one option, one thing for them to get, so that it avoids confusion, because a confused mind always says no, okay? So we don't want to confuse anybody, so I always call my websites money funnels, because I make them in a structure of a funnel where there's only one way for them to go, one way for them to flow, and one way for them to get through the whole process. There's only one thing for them to do on every page, one thing for them to figure out, and it makes it so simple. People are being bombarded with thousands and thousands of pieces of information every second in some cases if they're online. And so people are just kind of delusional. They're floating around in the world, kind of confused most of the time. And it's even harder to get people to do the things that you want them to do unless you create very simplified websites, which I call money funnels. But it's not enough to just create the money funnel. You have to get the traffic there. And so I'm going to show you secret strategies in creating endless amounts of qualified traffic to your website money funnels. Now, what most online gurus will tell you about getting traffic absolutely sucks butthole, because they insist that Facebook ads are the way to go. No, they're not. Facebook sucks. You'd be lucky if you're able to advertise on Facebook for longer than 10 minutes before they ban your ad, because they change what the ad requirements are every 10 to 15 minutes, and it's all done by a computer robot, and the robot decides it doesn't like your ad for whatever reason, and there's usually no human being behind any of these things, and so you try to appeal their decision, and pretty soon your whole Facebook ad account is shut down. So Facebook sucks, and even if you are able to stay on Facebook, the quality of leads you get on Facebook are way different than any other type of qualified leads, because people are just scrolling through their feeds. They can care less about what you're talking about or what you're presenting or what you're advertising. They're there to connect with their friends and family. They really don't want to see an ad. It just pops up in their face. And so they didn't search for you. They're not looking for you. And that's why Facebook doesn't have that many qualified leads in comparison to other online marketing methods. Other gurus will try to convince you that creating endless amounts of blog postings and other content to derive organic traffic is the way to go. Not only does this take forever, but nowadays this just doesn't work anymore. It's not a workable scenario, and I would never recommend that to anybody. A lot of them keep talking about old pay-per-click platforms like Google AdWords. They call it Google Ads now, Yahoo, Bing, etc., etc. Well, I've had minor success with, I used to make a lot of money with the Google AdWords back in the day, but they shut me down back in 2010, along with millions of other advertisers during that time, during the penguin and the panda slaps, they call them. And so I do other online marketing strategies, but not the ones that are listed there. So many of these have changed so much that they don't allow regular advertisers, or certainly not any advertisers who are going to be advertising the types of products that we sell on those platforms right now. So all up until recently, some of that stuff still worked, but it all changed a lot in the past few months. And so you have to be up on these online marketing changes if you're ever going to be successful with an online business. And in fact, I completely redid all my online marketing strategies. So anybody who knows anything about me knows that about, I want to say, a year and a half ago, I pulled all of my online marketing strategies, and I was only on offline marketing. Offline means direct mail marketing pieces, ads in newspapers, ads in magazines, that kind of thing. That's what we call offline marketing. So I was actually only with offline marketing all up until recently. And so recently I connected with, I want to say, a business partner who showed me how to market really effectively using YouTube video ads. And so I've been killing it with YouTube video ads, doing exceptionally well. And if you don't know anything about YouTube video ads, you'd know that Google AdWords or Google Ads actually owns YouTube. So when you do any kind of advertising on Google or YouTube, you're actually going through the Google Ads platform, but you're not really on Google Ads unless you're doing Google Ads, which is kind of complicated if you don't understand what I'm talking about. But YouTube video ads have been doing very well for me. So I went from being 100% offline just recently to upping my game, and now I'm 50% online, all within a couple weeks. 50% online, 50% offline, and my plan probably by the end of the year is to be hopefully back at least 75% or 80% online and only say 20 25% offline. That is my plan by the end of the year. That's how fast things can change. But I do recommend that there's some basic diversification because we don't know how long platforms will sustain before they change their rules and algorithms and kick everybody off. But the point is, I've been able to rediscover a highly powerful, highly profitable online marketing strategy to bring me back online, to not only bring me back online, but to give me some of the highest quality leads I could have ever asked for. So I'm going to show you how that works as well. The trick behind all of this is to have a very simple plan, meaning you choose a wheelhouse or you choose a type of product. So say, for example, we choose stock trading products. That's a wheelhouse or that's a product type. The next thing is to build a simple website or something called a money funnel. All right. And then you drive traffic and then you make money. It's very simple. But then I'm going to layer something a little bit more difficult. Okay. This is not going to be for some of you. In fact, I want to say this is probably not going to be for at least 60 or 70% of you. So at least 60 or 70% of you are going to be too lazy to do this. Unfortunately, what you're saying is you're too lazy to make this kind of money. All right? The top business secret is to sell high ticket products. Now you're like, Monica, you've already kind of beat this to death. Isn't the dead horse already dead yet? It's like, yeah, but I didn't get to the level and layer of sophistication that I'm about to get for you right now. Remember, I'm doing a training. I'm showing you something very imperative, something very critical here. So I want to make sure that you get everything I'm throwing at you. So you sell high ticket products. And again, we're focusing on something called the mass wealthy because they will still be spending boatloads of money even though the economy is in the toilet. Other people are not going to be doing that. People that are already counting their pennies to buy a cup of coffee are not going to be able to buy your products. And that's fine because we're not focusing in on that. So here's the key to this though. My high ticket sales are between $997 and $9,997 or 10 grand, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it's higher, okay? So when you're in the business of selling wealth building tools, remember, we're not in the wealth building business. We're in the wealth building tool business. We're selling tools to people who want to build wealth, but we're selling high ticket tools. And when we do this, we're attracting only the higher echelon mass wealthy customer. Therefore, we can do this in any economy. And when we're focusing in on the mass wealthy, they even spend more money on these products. You'd think that they would pull back and spend less, but they do not. They spend even more money on these products during a bad economy. So to sell higher ticket items, you must add an additional sales letter to close the sale. So it's not going to be enough for you just to send them to money funnel floating around in cyberspace and hope that they're just going to whip out their credit card to spend $10,000. There has to be an additional layer to close the sale. But here's the beauty of it. This is a layer you will not have to do yourself if you do not want to do it. Some of you will not want to do this part. Some of you will. I'm going to show you how you can make even more money if you're willing to do it, but you make a little bit less money, but you still do exceptionally well if you don't want to do it. Okay, so let me explain. So the high ticket selling secret is you choose your high ticket product, all right? Then you build a simple website or a money funnel. You drive traffic to it. Then you have to book phone calls to be able to ultimately close sales between, say, $5,000 and $10,000. That's where you make your money. Now you're thinking, well, Monica, you had me with all the rest of the stuff, but now that I got to do phone calls, I don't know about all this. All right, so I'm gonna share with you a secret in how you can get around this. Okay, and by the way, this would only be if you were to join us with this whole business setup. And that if you don't want to do the phone calls, you don't have to, but you're going to be making slightly less money. And here's how this would work. Now, you could choose how much money you want to make based on whether or not you want to do these sales phone calls or not. Now, you're probably thinking sales phone calls, that sounds really intimidating. I'm going to share with you a secret on why it's not intimidating, why they're fairly easy to do. But say you don't want to do it. Say for right now at this moment, you're set against doing any phone calls. That's fine. I'm going to share with you an option to where you don't have to do the phone calls. So here's option A. Option A is that you'll be trained by me to do the sales phone calls that come in. This will allow you to earn the entire commission, all right? So each commission will range between $500 and $5,000 per sale if you do your own calls. So say, for example, you book, say, 20 phone calls in a week, all right? And that's very easy to do with these online marketing strategies I'm going to share with you in the program. So you say you do 20 phone calls in a week and you book those 20 phone calls. So in the very worst that you'll do, say you're the worst salesperson ever in the history of mankind, you would still be able to close at least 5 of those deals, okay? So 5 on the, and you were maybe only selling the lower end item. So you do $500 in those 5 sales. So that's $2,500 a week being the crappiest sales rep on the planet. You would at least be able to make $2,500 a week times 4 weeks. That's $10,000 a month in profits for you. All right. That's being the worst salesperson who can never close anything. And now, if you're a decent salesperson, say you were in sales, say you've always been in phone sales, or you're always a good, decent salesperson. Maybe you weren't the best salesperson, but maybe you were pretty good. Then you would close at least half of those 20 phone calls. So you'd close at least 10, and then you'd probably be able to get on the upper echelon side of it. So maybe not every sale would be $5,000, but say those 10 phone calls were $2,500 in commission each. That would be $25,000 a week that you could potentially make only closing half of those booked phone calls. All right. $25,000 a week times 4, that's $100,000 a month that you could potentially make by simply only booking 20 phone calls a week, closing only half of those, and making a commission of $2,500 per phone call. That's pretty normal for this. If you're thinking, oh, that sounds pie in the sky, first of all, getting 20 phone calls a week is not pie in the sky by any stretch of the imagination. That's pretty low, actually. But if you only get 20 phone calls and you only close half of those because you were maybe a decent sales rep in your former life or your current profession right now, you could easily close 10 of those 20 phone calls or half of those 20 phone calls, making you $25,000 a week. All right. So that would be completely normal. Most of you know me. I like to do very conservative figures, and that is a probability if you do your own phone calls. Now, say you're like, yeah, Monica, I'm all about the phone booking and the phone call thing, but I really don't want to do the phone calls. I don't feel very confident in my selling ability, or I have a heavy accent, or I don't really know that much about the stuff that you're talking about, which, by the way, you're going to be trained on, but, say you just don't want to do it for whatever reason. So option B is that if you don't want to do the sales calls, you can split your commission and still make money without doing the phone calls. So you'd have to split your commission in half. So say you did book the 20 phone calls a week, and you had either our staff do the phone calls or one of your fellow students who are in this group do a phone call, then you would split your commission. So say you were at that $25,000 a week threshold, you would split it in half. So you would only get $12,500 a week instead of the $25,000. So you'd be making about $50,000 a month without you actually doing the sales phone calls. So that's an option as well. And so that's something you can think about. And then maybe later on you want to do your own phone calls because you're like, wait a minute, I'm giving up all these sales and I could be making this money myself. Maybe I want to at least try to do the phone calls. How hard could it be, right? So here's what it would look like. Here's the total schematic of this opportunity. You drive traffic to a tested and proven funnel, and you put them into what we call a book offer. And so the book offers are the easiest way to ascend people up. And so basically what we do is we say, here's a book you can buy just to get your feet wet for you to understand how this whole thing works. And again, we're going to be talking about the tool, the wealth building tool that they're going to be getting involved in. In the funnel, they'll be given other opportunities, other OTOs, other products that they could potentially get with their book. About 20% of the people will get something else in the funnel. Those products range from about $200 to about $1,297 in this one funnel that we're talking about. Then at the very end of the presentation, or at the very end of the funnel, they are kicked over into a phone sales call. So that's one way of doing it. Option B is to just simply drive the traffic into the funnel and then have them book a phone call on the other end. So that's option B as well. So that's how it could look like, one of two ways. If you wanted to just take the whole book thing out, you just wanted to basically get people to a phone call, then that's the way we could do it as well. We could set it up either way for you. Either way, we could set this up for you. Okay? And then at the very end, you make a big heap of money. And so if you're a sales hustler, say you are a current sales rep, say you were a former sales rep, say you always liked sales, say you always did well with sales, you will make the highest commissions with this opportunity because you'll get paid on your own sales. You'll get paid on sales from fellow students who are participating in the group who refuse to do the selling on the phone. And you'll get paid on the overflow sales that we get into our office that we can't handle. We'll push those sales over to you. So if you're a sales hustler and you don't even want to advertise these funnels, you just basically want to just do all the sales phone calls, then you definitely need to be a part of this group because you'll just get all these leads coming in. You won't even have to do any of the traffic stuff. You just basically get all the traffic from all of us who want to then send over all the sales calls to you. And so what if I say that sales, for example, if you're thinking, oh, selling, what if I do want to sell? What if I'm afraid to sell, but I don't know how? And, first of all, there's going to be a whole training on that. But did you know that selling is nothing but asking a few questions? Let me tell you what kind of questions you'll ask somebody. You'll get them on the phone, and here's what you're going to say. How can I help you with your business today? What kind of other stuff have you done for your business? Has any of that other stuff worked for you? What kind of results are you looking for? Do you think this program could potentially help you? That's basically it. You'll just ask them a series of these kinds of questions in different formats, different varying formats. That's sales, folks. That's about it. Because let me tell you, the secret to kick-ass sales is ask questions and let them do all of the talking. All right? We don't want to barge in. We don't want to do the slick Rick 1960s used car salesman type of thing. Those days are long gone, folks. You ask the questions and then let them just blab and blab and blab. The secret to sales is that they have to like you. All right. Now, if you've ever read the book Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, you know that the way that win friends and influence people, including with sales and selling things, is to simply let people think that you're interested in them and be genuine about it. And the only way to do that is to ask them questions about themselves and let them talk about themselves. Let them talk about themselves. Use their first name a lot. So if they say, oh, my name is Dave. Okay. So Dave, how can I help you with your business today? Or Dave, how can I help you learn how to be how can I help you with your trading business today? Or Dave, what kind of trading stuff have you tried in the past? Or Dave, what kind of stuff is, so you use their first name a lot. People love that, by the way. That's a selling secret. But also too, just to keep them talking about themselves, and then they will automatically like you. See, people don't like to buy things from people they don't like. So at the very beginning of this presentation, I showed you my brand new Navigator that I bought for myself for Christmas. And I ended up buying that from a dealership that was a lot farther away from me because of the sales rep that was close to me. At the dealership that was closest to me, I couldn't stand him. I hated his guts. And I have a personal policy consciously that I refuse to buy anything from anybody I do not like. Now, there's a lot of people that have this policy, but it's subconscious. They will not buy something from someone they do not like. So I got on the phone and I was dealing with different dealerships much farther away just to find a sales rep that I liked. And it turned out that I liked the guy so much, he ended up driving the vehicle out to me. I never even had to set foot in the dealership at all. He just drove it right out to me. But the way I liked him is because he was just asking me questions. Well, what kind of car are you looking for? And what, Now, he let me do all of the talking, right? So that's what successful sales is. You open up the questions, you open up the floor, and let them just blab away about themselves. Let them talk about their family. Let them talk about their goals, their dreams, what they want, what they don't want. And then they will automatically like you because you're letting them talk, okay? And most people don't listen to them. Their spouses probably don't listen to them. Their family probably doesn't listen to them. Their friends probably don't listen to them. So in the mere fact that you're just sitting there listening to them makes them think that you like them and that you have their best interest at heart. So out comes the credit card and they will buy from you. So getting into this highly profitable high ticket business, you will need the following, which we're going to be training you on in the program. You're going to need a highly fanatical high ticket product, which we're going to be able to provide for you. You're going to need a website money funnel for the product to cater to what we call the mass wealthy clientele who have a lot of money. You're going to need a PayPal account and or a checking account to be able to receive your commissions. You're going to need a phone. We recommend Vonage if you plan on doing your own sales calls that we will train you how to do. You'll need a Calendly account, which is free, and you're going to need that to book your sales calls. That's all you're going to do. Now look at this guy, Z. So he's not originally from the USA. Hey, he's from Africa, has a hard time with the English language as well as technology. He decided to do the business, and this is what the business has done for him so far. So just in his first 4.5 months, he made almost $80,000 in profits in his first 4.5 months. And you can see he's selling our flagship product, which is the slice trading program, because it's $1,297. So that's what he did. That's what he started doing. And when he's not doing any of the sales himself, he's having other people do the sales for him. So this is what Z had to say. He said, "This is the American dream. How could somebody like me come to America and not know English well and start an internet business with barely any knowledge of how to turn on a computer? It's with this opportunity working with Monica Main. That's how. There really is no other way I could have been able to do this without her help. She changed my life." That came from him. Thank you, Z. I know you're probably listening. What if this could do the same for you? What if I can help you do this same thing? I mean, certainly you probably have a better grasp on the English language. Maybe you don't, but if you do, man, the sky is the limit for you. And then even better if you don't have a fear of the phone and if you are willing to at least try the sales training, and even better if you've killed it in sales in the past. Maybe you worked the perfume counter at Macy's, or maybe you did some kind of sales and you're not afraid of people. You will kill it with this business. Absolutely kill it, because basically you're being plugged into an already tested and proven highly profitable business system. Does this interest you guys? Let me know if this interests you, and I will tell you a little bit more about how this whole once in a lifetime offer works. So give me a yes. Say yes. Come on, I want to see you guys type yes in there before I'm willing to go forward and tell you about how this program actually works. So say, okay, yes, 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 yes. Okay, perfect. All right. So what if I could virtually guarantee your success in a way that nobody else can? Would you be interested in that? Say yes. What if I could build a complete high ticket money funnel business for you so you don't have to struggle over all the components, including how to set up a website, including how to connect everything, including how to get traffic, including how to actually set up the booked phone calls, whether you do or you do not want to do those phone calls, and I do all of this for you? Would you be interested in me doing all of that for you to get involved in this, literally this once in a lifetime opportunity? Say yes. Give me some yeses there. Yes. Yes, yes, okay, yes. What if I could work with you side by side until you get your successful online business up and running and profiting? Would you be interested in that? Would that be priceless to you? Say yes. Give me some yeses in there. Yes, yes, okay. All right, yes, yes. One of my most successful students, Bev, I always like to talk about her because she's the one that's in this stock trading wheelhouse. She's been in it from fairly close to the beginning. She did start off as a California Globe affiliate distributor for our skincare line, and then decided immediately within a short period of time after that to go into our stock trading line, which is the Slice. And that was able to take her very quickly up from almost zero to into now what she does, which is over 85,000 a month. So before her first year ended, and that was because she was in the process of switching from, so in the very beginning she started off as a skincare affiliate, did really well with that, but realized that she needed to sell higher ticket items to make tons of money. And so, about, I want to say, halfway through the year, she then unplugged from the California Glow affiliate system and plugged into the Slice stock trading system. And so, between those two switches, unfortunately, she lost a lot of traction and momentum. She actually was out of commission for a few months there in the middle, but she was still able to make over 30,000 a month within her first year. Now, the vast majority of that was from the stock trading, the Slice trading system. Now she nets over 85,000 a month. So she's since disconnected from the Slice trading system. She now has her own stock trading system. And because she's so sick, she's actually now currently in hospice care and fighting for her life at this time. Her grandson Rigby is actually taking over her business right now, but she has a highly successful business selling stock trading programs, educational materials, home study courses, that kind of thing that she learned from me. And so you can do what she does. She has the aptitude of a tadpole when it comes to the technical stuff that you have to do for the website. And she was able to make it work. And this was before I had a program for I would actually be at someone's side helping them set up the website. During the time that Bev was starting her own multi-million-dollar business, I did not have a program that allowed me to go in and build out people's websites for them or build out websites with them. I actually didn't have anything like that. And so she was able to become successful in spite of that. But this is her testimony. She says, even though my personal health has been a challenge in recent years, this business that Monica helped me set up has given me the financial freedom to be able to take the time I need to care for myself. My only regret is that I didn't know about this 10 or 20 years ago. And that's a picture of her when she was in her hospital bed, and she was actually sent me an email and said that how she actually told the nurse. She said that she told I told my nurse today that I make $3,000 per day as I lay here in bed. And it was later on that actually that nurse contacted me to become part of my 100K Mastery Mentorship Group program, because she had actually was one of the nurses that worked with Bev to help with her recovery, and one of the times she was in the hospital. I thought that was actually kind of funny. Now, recently, when I spoke with her, she has said, would you consider making it easier for people to get in this business by helping them set everything up from the get-go? Because, Monica, that would help me out a lot. I didn't have a program like this where I actually would help people done with you, sitting there with you, helping you set up your websites, helping you set up your business from scratch. I didn't actually have anything like that until now. I actually have that now. I can now do all of what Bev wanted me to do for her. I can now do it for you and more. And this will be the same business selling the same product that actually makes Bev all of this money. It's made her a millionaire many times over. She used this product line to go from barely making ends meet, barely scratching the online business surface, to hitting it out of the ballpark completely in only a few months. And that's because we have a highly desirable product line in the stock market wheelhouse, catering only to the mass wealthy who have the money, the expendable income to spend on these products. They have an insatiable appetite. They're part of the fanatical market. So it's a perfect market. All right. So, are you ready to be my next success story? I certainly hope so, because I'm prepared to share with you everything that I need to make you my successful next money funnel entrepreneur and millionaire. So, I'm going to share with you how you can become my next high ticket millionaire. Are you guys ready for this? I'm certainly ready. I've been waiting for this for some time. Now, I have to tell you, though, this is a very rare opportunity, okay? I am not going to be offering this a lot longer just because of the fact that I cannot be my own competition. I can't create my own competition. And so since we actually sell the Slice trading program, I can only allow so many students to be part of that, and that's it. And so this is going to be the only time you're going to be able to be part of this, to where you can actually come in and be trained in this way and actually, make money with this system, with the stock trading system that we have called the Slice. And so that's the opportunity, is that you're going to be plugged into this tested and proven highly successful stock trading wheelhouse that we already have set up for you, and you're just going to be able to make money off of it by just simply following a set of instructions. All right, so here's how. I have coming up a 10-week 100K max mentorship group. Now I call it the 100K max. This is not the 100K mastery mentorship group. This is the 100K max. And the reason I call it the 100K max is because it's a little longer. And also, too, we're going to be focusing only on max profits, max profit opportunities. I'm not even going to be giving you a selection on what kind of wheelhouse to pick. I'm not going to be giving you any items to select from as far as what products to pick from. I will be plugging you in to the entire stock trading wheelhouse, which is the high ticket wheelhouse for you to make maximum profitability in minimum time using maximum leverage. That's what I believe in. So that's why I'm calling it the 100K Max Mentorship Group. It's different than the other mentorship groups I've done in the past, all right? Way different. So the total value is just under $3,000 just for the group. Now, who is this going to work for? Person number one, somebody willing to follow through with all the instructions, including at least getting the sales training. You can decide later if you actually want to do sales calls or not, but at least be willing to have an open mind on it. And then, later you could decide if you want to do it or not, but at least be willing to try. Someone who makes no excuses and just goes for it and does it, and somebody who has a burning desire to make potentially tens of thousands of dollars per month in net profits. I do not want to work with tire kickers. So if you're one of these people who knows you never follow through, don't sign up for this. I don't have any time and patience for you. In fact, you'll just be sucking away time that I could be using for other cohorts in this group who deserve my time and attention. So if you're one of these tire kickers who knows that you never follow through, you never finish anything, and you never do it, don't sign up. You're wasting everybody's time. You're not just wasting my time, you're wasting your fellow students' time in the group. So just don't do it. Don't even do it at all if you're one of these people who is not serious about making this kind of money. So if you fall into any of those types, be honest with yourself. I'm not mad at you, but just don't waste anybody's time. That's all. This is going to be done in 2 sessions broken up in 5 weeks each. Plus, there's going to be a one-on-one session where I'm going to be helping you build out your high-ticket money funnel for you. So session 1 is all going to be about setting up your business. I'm going to be doing some mindset stuff with you to get you guys in the right mindset, state of mind rather. I'm going to also be showing you how the whole business works from a bird's eye view, and getting your website funnel ready and getting ready to make sales. We're also going to be talking a little bit about traffic, but we're mostly going to be in the setup phase in session number 1. So after the first 5 weeks, I'll be setting up your high ticket money funnel personally. One-on-one we'll be working together on a session, and I'll be making sure everything's working correctly for you. In session number 2, or segment 2, is another 5 weeks of online webinar trainings. And during this time, we're going to be talking about all of the traffic elements. This is going to be online traffic that I recommend, offline traffic if you want to go that route. We're going to be talking about the most powerful, significant, profitable, and the strategies that actually work. I'm not going to be sharing with you anything that does not work. It's only stuff that actually works and that I do myself, all right? So at the very end, not only are you going to have a working money funnel that's making money online, but you're also going to have loads of qualified traffic going there. So now here's what you're getting. You're getting the 10-week 100K Max mentorship group, and you're also going to be getting Bev's top performing high ticket affiliate clone. This is the clone she used to start off with selling the Slice program. You're actually going to be getting that same exact clone, and you're going to be getting that just by being part of this program. So that's just under a $6,000 value right here. Bev used my clone, and she went from nearly homeless, getting evicted out of her apartment, to $100,000 in net profits in her first 90 days. And within 18 months, that's when she started profiting over $50,000 a month from this clone, this one clone. Now she profits over $85,000 a month. This is the business that her grandson took over. Remember, Bev is over 70 years old. She cannot figure out anything when it comes to the online stuff. She has struggled so much, and yet she was able to do it on her own without my help. You are getting my help, so you're getting every advantage that even Bev did not have, okay? And so imagine how much more successful you could potentially be. Now, I've actually altered and changed the clone because my new clone is has been changed. It's been altered and updated. It's been injected with steroids, okay? Because I've injected even more of my top tier, top rated copywriting skills with the new version, the new and improved version of the Bev clone. And you'll be able to get all of this in the very newest clone possible that you could use to potentially make tens of thousands of dollars a month in net profits. So here's what else you're going to be getting. So you're getting the 100K Max Mentorship Group, Bev's top performing high ticket affiliate clone, and you'll be getting the 100K Mastery modules with the Money Funnel digital system. So if you've been part of any of my former mastery groups, you would already have the modules. And you would already have the Money Funnel system, but this is new. I actually have the new 100K Mastery modules that are all going to be one section for you to go through, and also to the Money Funnel digital system, which is brand new. I actually never put any of my systems online or in a download capacity, but this is the first time I'm actually doing it to where I'm making it actually digital. You could have instant access to it when you become part of this program. So you get all of this stuff in the Money Funnel digital system, all of it, including the Money Funnel system manual, the resource directory, the bonus manuals, the plug and play sales materials, private label rights materials, postcard templates. You'll also get the Excel numbers spreadsheet with a video on how to use it. You'll also get the bonus copywriting success secrets revealed and the audio and DVD seminar series. You'll get this all online in a very special members only section for you to access, right? But it doesn't end there. Bonus number 1, you can get an extra high ticket Money Funnel clone customized for you, but this is only for the first 10 people. So that's the first bonus. So now you're getting the 100K Max Mentorship Group, Bev's top performing high ticket affiliate clone, 100K Mastery modules with the Money Funnel digital system, and your first bonus, which is the extra high ticket Money Funnel clone customized just for you to make sure that you have a separate money funnel from everybody else, that you're not just grabbing copy and paste clones from everywhere and competing with everybody and stumbling on everybody else's stuff. You're actually going to be getting your own customized clone to where it's going to be uniquely yours, all right? So there's even more. I'm not done yet. You're going to be getting the high ticket sales training. This is going to be the training that I'm talking about with the phone stuff, but I'm only going to be giving it to the 10 people who actually want to be part of the sales process. And if you're not one of those people, you're not going to get the training. But here's what you're getting now. The 100K Max Mentorship Group for 10 weeks, Bev's top performing high ticket affiliate clone, the 100K Mastery modules with the Money Funnel digital system, your first bonus, which is an extra high ticket Money Funnel clone customized for you, and your second clone, which is your high ticket sales training, which is going to be basically your phone training. And that's over $13,000 in value so far. Now, if all I did right now is showed you exactly what one high-ticket product makes both loads of money and exactly how the whole sales process works, wouldn't that be worth it to you, that in and of itself? I certainly hope so. But what if I just gave you my exact selling without selling phone secrets that I have to close at least 50% of your sales calls? Wouldn't that alone be worth it? I think so. What if I built a single $20,000 per month money funnel for you? Would that be worth it? I certainly think so. Yet you're getting all of those things from me. What's a highly profitable high ticket money funnel worth to you? Is it worth $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 more? How much would you pay to get a money funnel that's worth $10,000 net in profits per month, or $20,000 or even more? These money funnels are worth a bunch, especially since we're going to be focusing in on what we call high ticket. That's where the money's at, folks. It's in high ticket money funnels. So you can see why in the past other people have paid me between $5,000 and $10,000 just for them to get what we call a custom money funnel from scratch. And the unfortunate thing is that it's not tested and it's not proven. So when I build a funnel from scratch that's not tested and not proven based on somebody else's product that they want me to build a funnel for, that's risky. And you're not even going to be at that level of risk, and you're certainly not going to be at that amount of money for sure. But that's a huge risk for you to just run out there, try to find a product that you potentially want to sell, and then have me build out a money funnel for you. That's all fine and dandy, but it's not tested and it's not proven. And sometimes they end up failing because it's not tested and it's not proven. You don't want to do that at all, especially in the beginning of your career as an entrepreneur and a successful business owner. So I want to build you a clone based on a successful with a track record, proven, highly profitable, high ticket sales funnel. And that's why I want you to be part of this, so that you can be part of the only group that I'm going to be working with that's going to be able to tap into this. So if I were to set up your entire money funnel business for you and then help you get all of your ads and marketing set up with you to guarantee your success, I would imagine that would be pretty damn priceless, don't you think? I definitely think so, for sure. All right. So what else are you going to need for your highly successful money funnel business? You're going to need a lot of traffic to your website, tons and tons and tons of traffic. Because without a lot of traffic, or what I should say, qualified traffic, your website money funnels are completely worthless. You have to know how to get cheap traffic and lots of it. Reality is you need about 75 to 100 clicks a day to make about 20,000 a month in net profits. Now, as I was mentioning before, remember when I was telling you about getting about 20 phone calls a week? You would not even need anywhere near 75 to 100 clicks a day. You would probably need about 75 to 100 clicks a week to be able to get those 10 to 20 phone calls a week. So even on the high side, you'd need about maybe 200 clicks and opt-ins to be able to get about, at least 5 or 10 phone calls a week. So you don't even need anywhere near that for your high ticket phone call. But let me tell you, we want to always be conservative with our numbers. And so I want to at least tell you what the reality is. And that is we need about 75 to 100 clicks a day to ultimately turn into about 20 phone calls a week. And as I mentioned before, depending on what's being sold on those high ticket phone calls will determine what your commission is, and if you're going to be participating in your own phone calls and doing your own sales, or having somebody else do the sales for you and splitting those commissions will determine what you can make. But $20,000 net profits would be your low basement bottom that you could potentially make with this opportunity. So also two ways to get traffic. It changes by the month, I have to say, with YouTube, with Google Ads, with Facebook, which I don't really use. All of that changes, and you have to be up on the latest changes and trends, which I'm going to share with you as we go along through the group. You're going to see all of my latest ads and what I'm doing and what's working and what's not working, so that you can actually zone in and zoom in on the stuff that's working so you can utilize it for your own highly successful high ticket money funnel business. You're also going to need to know how to get this traffic in the most cost effective way possible. Otherwise, you're going to be dead in the water. You're not going to have a business. So for the first 5 people, I have something absolutely amazing for you. So I'm really excited about this, but I can only do this for 5 of you. I'm going to do a custom YouTube video script that only you and only you will have this script to be able to create a video for your traffic. Now let me explain to you how easy it is to create a video. Have you ever heard of a website called Fiverr.com? It's Fiverr.com. You can go there right now. It's Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com. You can actually hire like a male or a female spokesperson to do your video script for you. And so for the first 5 of you, I'll create a custom script that's only for you. It will be based off of the script that I've been using that's really been killing it on YouTube. And you'll get a variant of that script that you and only you will have. And then you'll go to Fiverr.com. You'll find somebody for about $100 or so to do the script for you. And then you'll be able to utilize that YouTube video for your YouTube video ad that will help you set up to put it online to actually start getting leads through YouTube. And that's only for the first 5 of you that respond to this offer. So that's powerful stuff. I actually had to pay I guess I don't want to call him a guru because he's really not a guru. I had to pay a consultant $9,800 to help me write a YouTube script, the one that's converting like mad. So now that I understand how to do it, how to write these YouTube scripts that kill it on YouTube and get tons and tons of leads, I'm actually going to be sharing that with you for a small fraction of the cost of what I had to pay just for the YouTube script. $9,800 I had to pay to this consultant to help me devise the perfect YouTube script. And it was money well spent because it worked. The ad really worked. But you don't have to pay but a fraction of that to get this extra bonus, right? So by moving on this quick, you'll be able to get all of this, including the extra bonus, the 10-week 100K Mastery, 100K Max Mentorship Group, Bev's top performing high ticket affiliate clone, 100K Mastery modules with the Money Funnel digital system in a members only area, bonus number 1, which is an extra high ticket Money Funnel clone customized for you. So that's the second clone you'll be getting. Bonus number 2 is a high ticket sales training for the phone calls. Bonus number 3 is your custom YouTube video script that only you are going to have for your traffic. You'll just simply have to take that script to a Fiverr person to do the script for you, or you could do the script yourself if you want to do the script yourself, and you can actually do a quick iPhone shoot and shoot your own video with the script if you wanted to. If not, you can have a Fiverr personality do it for you, and it costs around $100 to do it. Very cheap. But only you will have that for your traffic for YouTube. That's just over $16,000 in value, all right? Bonus number 4. This is pretty kick-ass. So for those of you that want to do offline marketing, which you may want to do now, you may want to do later, but you should always have this as a card up your sleeve. A direct mail marketing piece, whether it's a postcard or a greeting/invitation card for your offline marketing, that will be your 4th bonus, again, only for the first 5 people. So here's what you're getting: 10-week 100K Mastery Max Mentorship Group, Bev's top performing high ticket affiliate clone, 100K Mastery modules with Money Funnel digital system and a members only area. Bonus number 1 is an extra high ticket Money Funnel clone customized to you, so you'll have 2 clones total. Bonus number 2 is a high ticket sales training for your phone calls. It's a special training that's only going to be for a handful of you. Bonus number 3 is your custom YouTube video script that only you will have for your traffic that you get from YouTube. Bonus number 4 is a direct mail marketing piece, which will be a postcard or a greeting card that you can use to drive traffic to your Money Funnel online. And I will actually do kind of a crash course on exactly how to utilize that piece, that mailing piece, to get a lot of traffic coming to your website. So we'll actually be doing training on that in segment 2 of the 100K Max group. Total value over $18,000 so far. Bonus number 5. This gets better and better, doesn't it? So I have a Success and Wealth Retreat that's coming up in Key West, Florida at the very end of March. So you guys who are the first 3 can be part of that workshop. It's a 6-day attendance. And we'll give you a little more information. So it's Key West, Florida, March 21st through 26th. And days 1 through 4 is the Inner Success Retreat. So it's basically going to be removing all of the obstacles that you have about success and wealth. There's probably a lot of them, a lot of programming from your childhood and all of the things that are stacking against you when it comes to your subconscious mind and all the things that you believe about wealth and getting rich. And a lot of times, many people go out and try to start a business and it fails because they don't remove those obstacles when it comes to success and building wealth. And so the first 4 days of this event, we'll talk about how to get rid of those obstacles. We'll first identify those obstacles on day 1, and then the rest of the time is pushing those obstacles out so that you are free to become financially free and wealthy by moving out those obstacles and embracing your new wealth. All right. Now, days 5 and 6 are actually going to be business building days. We're going to actually be talking about building business and becoming successful with online and offline marketing strategies. So that's what we're going to be talking about on days 5 and 6. So it's March 21st through 26th in Key West, Florida. The first 3 will be a participant in this group. Okay. So the first 3 full pays, we're going to be going to Key West with me. So now here's what you're getting. 100K Max Mentorship Group for 10 weeks. Bev's top performing high ticket affiliate clone. That's basically been enhanced. So it's new and improved. The 100K Mastery modules with the Money Funnel digital system and a members only area. Bonus number 1, which is an extra high ticket Money Funnel clone customized for you. So that would be Money Funnel number 2 for you. The second bonus is a high ticket sales training, which is going to be your phone call training, which we're going to be doing a special training for a handful of you. Bonus number 3 is a custom YouTube video script that only you are going to have to drive traffic from YouTube. Bonus number 4 is a direct mail marketing piece, which will be your choice, either a postcard or a greeting card for your offline marketing, if you want to do that. And bonus number 5 is attendance to the next Success and Wealth Retreat with the Money Funnel Millionaire Workshop. So you'll be coming to Key West from March 21st through the 27th. No, 26th. I'm sorry, 21st to the 26th in Key West, Florida. That's going to be only for 3 people. Total value over $30,000. That's a lot of value. So you could totally see why this would be a really great deal at even $5,000 or $10,000 if you're part of the general public and not part of the world of Monica Maine. But most of you are actually already part of the world of Monica Maine, so you would qualify for the discount. But I realized that as a Monica Maine student, because you are so, I guess you could say, such a long-term, dedicated student. I know many of you for more than 20 years. I'm going to give you an offer you can't refuse, but it's only going to be for right now, okay? So right now, today, it's $2,997. You can sign up at 100kmax.com and get it. Now remember, you have to be one of the first 3 to be able to do the Success and Wealth Retreat in Key West with me, and you have to do a full pay for that. I do have payment plans that are available, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Now, the only reason I'm doing this for a couple reasons actually. Reason number one is that I'm going to be having these modules for a later group later in the year. So I'm going to be creating these as a module. So I need this group to set up the modules so that I can have video modules for one other group that I want to do later in the year. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm offering this at such a steep discount, is because I need to create the video modules for a later group that I'm going to be charging about $5,000 for them to be able to do this replay of exactly what you're going to be seeing in 10 weeks. Okay. So that's why I'm offering this so low, is because you're going to be helping me create the video modules by just participating in the weekly webinars. So every single week there's a webinar. We're going to be doing our webinars on Wednesday. And then after the 10 weeks, I'll have all the 10 modules I need for the next and probably final group, which will be a lot more money. It'll be like 5,000 bucks. So that's why you're going to be helping me by just simply attending or not attending, because if you don't attend the weekly webinars, there will be a replay. You just go to the members only area for this group. If you can't make the time for every single weekly webinar, you just simply go to the members only area for the 100K Max group, which I will give to you once you sign up. And then you'll be able to see the replay as well as all your materials and downloads that you need for this group. So that's why I'm doing this so low. The other reason I really want to do this particular group, I forgot to mention, is because we need sales reps to help us with the overflow of sales calls we have for the Slice Trading Program. So we actually do our own marketing for the Slice Trading Program. We actually do a lot of direct mail marketing, but we also now do a lot of YouTube videos online as well. And we are driving so much traffic. But I don't have really good, highly qualified sales reps in my office to convert those leads into paying sales. I have people in my office that work on admin levels, such as, entering stuff into the computer for data entry, shipping products out, etc. But I don't really have really good, solid sales reps in my office to handle the overflow of all the sales calls coming in for the Slice Trading Program. So I figure this could be a win-win for me and you. So not only can you, if you're a really good hustler on the phone or really good at sales or want to become good at sales through the sales training I will be providing to you, then you could potentially make a lot of money off of the overflow of all the sales leads we get in our office if you're part of this program. This is why I have to limit the program to only 16 people, because I can't just give out all these sales leads to everybody in the free world who wants to potentially participate in this program. So we have to keep it limited to 16 people in this group total. Now, right now you have two choices. Obviously, you could do nothing and then nothing happens. That's just reality. Your life still sucks. Or you could invest in your future, invest in your family's future, so that you can not only survive but thrive in this upcoming recession. Things are going to be hard for a lot of people in the months to come. And if you don't have a new business going, you're going to be screwed. So you can ask yourself, do I want to take a risk and do this? Do I want to gamble a few minutes of my time to check this out to see if this could work? In which case I'm going to go to 100kmax.com right now, or not. I mean, either way, I'm going to get my 16 people. I'm probably going to have a waiting list after today. And I'm going to have enough people to not only teach this high ticket money funnel system too, but I'm also going to have students that are hustlers that want to take the phone calls, that want to learn the sales training I'm going to be providing during this group, and who are going to be helping us in our office convert our leads for the Slice Trading program and also getting a commission for it. It could be you too. You can be one of those students who actually gets an overflow of our sales leads that come in every single day, and we don't have enough sales reps. We don't even have good sales reps to help convert those leads into sales. And so you can actually ride off our coattails in that way, where you're getting sales leads from our office that you can convert into sales, and you can actually be making money off of the leads that we get in our office by simply being a decent salesperson on the phone by just simply watching the presentations that I do about the phone sales. So it's going to be very simple. If you're afraid of the phone, that's probably not going to be an opportunity for you, but then you could utilize the opportunity on the other side, which is to just get the leads coming into your funnel and utilize the other students that are going to be part of this program into converting those leads. Now, I actually am in the process of hiring a full-time salesperson. In fact, I have one that I've interviewed, and he sounds really good. He actually sounds really good on the phone and everything. He's going to be working from home, and he's going to be converting some of our sales leads. So I will have that as an opportunity for us to close some of your leads if you want to be one of these people that doesn't want to do any phone calls. Or you can use other students that are going to be part of this group, and they can convert your phone calls. You could just split the commission with them. So there's a lot of opportunity. So as we fill this group, and I figure out who you are, and as we go through the training and the sales portion of it and all the things that we're going to be doing, I'm going to be finding out which one of you want to do the sales, which one of you don't, which one of you are on the fence and maybe want to try it, and then we can start to fill positions on who's going to be doing the sales calls, who's not going to be doing the sales calls, who's going to be getting leads, who's going to be forwarding those leads to whoever. So we're going to be working together as a group so that you can, for the first time and perhaps the only time in your entire life, work with a group of other people that maybe have your back and do sales calls for you in a way that you'll never be able to find just on your own in the free world. Okay, so that's why it's a benefit to be part of this group, especially if you don't do phone sales or don't want to do phone sales. There will be other people in this group, and worst case, my new sales rep coming in can potentially do the sales for you if you don't want to do the sales and nobody else in the group wants to do your sales either. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to get your sales done if you don't want to actually do this phone sales. If you do want to do phone sales and you are a hustler, man, it's sky's the limit for you, baby, because there's not going to be any limitation on how much money you can make in this program. You'll be getting leads from us. You'll be getting leads from other students in this group. You'll be getting your own leads if you're going to be advertising on your own. I mean, you'll be getting so many leads you probably won't be having to advertise. So there's a lot of opportunity if you're somebody who wants to at least figure out the phone sales portion or is already good at sales, right? So other opportunities, they'll give you a pile of books and say, good luck. That's not this. That's not me. Because what I'm going to be doing here is setting you up in your complete business for you. I'm not going to be giving you just a pile of books and saying good luck. I'm your business partner with this. Okay, I want you to be successful. The more successful you are, the more successful we are as far as selling our stock trading programs. So you could either be somebody who sits on the sidelines, dreams about success one day. My ship will probably come in maybe one day. Or you could be a go-getter and say, you know what, screw it. I'm going to get off this side bench and I'm going to go for it. You can make a choice. Life is nothing but a series of choices, and this could be one of those choices that if you make the wrong choice, you could potentially miss out on something really, really huge. Times are changing really fast, folks. I mean, I live in a higher end area. I have noticed that there are people that come through now and are going through people's cars at night and stuff, trying to get even change or steal sunglasses or whatever they can get just to be able to survive. And this is on a higher end area where we've never had anything like that ever happen before. People are starting to get desperate. And so desperate times will equal desperate measures. If you're hoping that you're going to get a handout from the government, you will die of old age before the government has any interest in helping you at all. If you're holding your breath about the latest stimulus program or loan that you could potentially get, think again. You have to take the bull by the horns and guarantee your own success in life, because we are headed for another depression. probably of the likes of post 2008. And if you're not prepared, if you're not in a business where you're selling to the mass wealthy, you're not selling products of a high ticket nature to people that have money who are willing to spend it, then you're screwed. You're going to be screwed across the board. There's not going to be any other options for you, except hopefully you have a decent job that's not going to lay you off. And that's just a hope and a prayer and a dream, really. And who wants to survive on that? You got to take the bull by the horns and figure out whether or not you want to succeed, or if you want to just sit on pins and needles and worry all night whether or not you're going to have a job in the future. So this is reality. Things are dropping. Things are rapidly changing. There are hard times ahead, folks. And if you know which train to jump on, you can not only survive, but do really well in the times that are coming up if you know how to sell high ticket items to a fanatical crowd who have money. Because after all, there are people who make fortunes during down economic times. I am one of those people. I do really, really well when the economy goes to hell in a handbasket. And it's because people now are suddenly motivated to do something extra extraordinary with their lives in ways that they're not willing to do if they're content or sitting on their laurels. And so that's why I tend to do really well when the economy goes to hell in a handbasket. You could also be one of those people. All right. So let me help you cash in while everybody else is losing their shirts. And so you need to open up your new browser at the top of your screen. Go to 100kmax.com. Be one of those first 3 people to sign up. This is all the stuff that you're getting. I have one more bonus though for you. But I wanted to discuss with you the payment plan. So we could do a 5 monthly payment plan of $7.99. I tried to make this as cheap as possible. Now, I can't let you come to the Success and Wealth Retreat. You can't be one of the first 3 people to do that. Only the first 3 people that do full pay can be part of the Success and Wealth Retreat in Key West. But you can do a payment plan of $7.99 a month. And in the interim, I can help you set up your entire business, including doing your funnels with you and including showing you how to do everything so it's not breaking the bank. And I can help you set up, and you could potentially be profiting by the time you're in your 3rd month, making that third $7.99 payment. So you could go to 100kmax.com. Also, too, if you are a prior 100K Mastery Mentorship Group student, and you're like, Monica, I've already gone through the 100K Mastery Mentorship Group. Well, this one is different. The 100K Max group is actually different. It's going to be formulated differently. It's going to look differently. It's going to be a different group. So if you are a prior 100K Mastery graduate, you can go to 100kmax.com, and at the very bottom of the page, you'll click a button that says 100K Mastery Graduate, and you will be able to get a deep discount. But we do check the roster to make sure that you were on the roster for one of our prior 100K Mastery Mentorship groups. If your name was not on the roster, we will cancel out your enrollment. Okay, so if you are a 100K Mastery Mentorship Group graduate from one of my prior 100K Mastery Mentorship groups, then you can get a deep discount on this group coming up. So you can go ahead and go to 100kmax.com, go to the very bottom of the page, click on the 100K Mastery Graduate button, and you can get a deep discount off of this group, okay? So that's what I can offer to you if you are a prior graduate. But again, you have to be on the roster of having taken and completed one of my prior 100K Mastery groups to qualify for that discount. If you've never been part of any of my other groups, you will not qualify for that discount. So this next group begins on January 13th, 2021. And again, it's limited to only 16 students. So only 16. I have to cap this off because there's only so many people I can let into this group and give one-on-one direct help, especially building out those money funnels. It's not very easy for me to do when I have like 30 or 40 people. So we have to cap it off at 16 students. And plus, I don't want to muddy the waters with my own slice stock trading marketing campaigns that I'm doing, so I can only limit it to 16 people. So if you didn't sign up immediately, maybe you're just not ready for this. Maybe you're not ready to invest in your future. Maybe you just don't care about yourself or care about your future. Or maybe you don't believe that this is going to make money for you. Or maybe you don't need this kind of money, in which case I'm not really entirely sure why you're still listening to this presentation. But you know, you can either decide that this is what you want to do or not. It's up to you. I'm nothing special really. So standing in front of my childhood house there, I took this picture a while back. I grew up on a street in Markham, Illinois, 15546 Clifton Park in Markham, Illinois. That was my childhood home. It looked a lot different when I took this picture than when I lived there. But that's my house that I grew up in. It was a two-bedroom house that me and my parents lived in, and I grew up in the Midwest. I'm a Midwest girl. I'm nothing special really. I'm not very good at math. Didn't do very well in English. Didn't do well in school. Period. I don't do very well with communication. I'm one of those people that would choose somebody else to do my sales calls for me because I don't like to talk to people on the phone. So if I were to be part of this group, I would select to do the money funnels and all that and to drive traffic to my money funnel, but I would not be one that would be doing the sales calls. I would have somebody else doing my calls for me and I would be splitting the commission. That's me because I'm just not one of these people that likes to do that. I can barely get through most of this basic tech stuff, but I learned it and I learned it to where I can change my entire trajectory of my financial freedom. And you can do the same too if you make simple choices and decisions. I can still make a fortune by setting up businesses online overnight because I know what I'm doing and I can help you in a very rare one-time only way. And so you could choose to either skip this and say, you know what, maybe later or maybe never, or you could decide, you know what, this is worth the risk, okay? So how am I able to do all this? I've been in business and investing in marketing for over 25 years. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in finite trainings and ongoing education, and by constantly keeping up to date on the current trends of what's going on. Like I said, I hired somebody $9,800 just to write me a YouTube script for my YouTube video. Okay, I don't ever stop spending money, and you don't even have to spend but a fraction of that for your entire business to be set up. I mean, come on, people. And I'm going to be giving you a YouTube script because I learned from this guy exactly what I need to do to write a very profitable YouTube script that will get tons of traffic. I will be giving you that expertise too, and you wouldn't even have to be paying $9,800 for it. I have to tell you, it sucks to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you feel like you're way too busy to roll up your sleeves and start a new business, but you have really no choice. What if that job that you think you have now is not going to be there in the future? I mean, if you think that you have it in a bag, think again. Things are going to be changing a lot. And if you're relying on somebody else for your paycheck, you are in more trouble than you think you are. All right? Or would you rather just have me set up your entire business empire for you? And I can do that. Okay? This is worth well over $30,000. You're going to be getting it for a song. So, just under $3,000 today, or 5 monthly payments of only $7.99. Go to 100kmax.com by opening up a new browser at the top of this screen. I'm only allowing the first 3 that do full pay to get the Success and Wealth Retreat in Key West on March 21st through 26th, plus to be able to get the YouTube's, no, I think the YouTube script I'm giving to 5 people, I believe, and then also to up to 3 people to do the direct mail marketing piece, okay? So I can only give that to a handful. Now, for the first 3 people, I will be giving you a ticket for the upcoming Direct Marketing Millionaire Workshop with videos of the entire event. So this event is going to be in Los Angeles on May 14th, 15th, and 16th. If you're unavailable or unable to make it, you will be able to get videos of the entire event, or you can be part of the live streaming of the entire event. But I will be offering that to the first 3 people as an extra incentive to get off your ass and actually sign up for this now. Okay? So 100kmax.com. Go ahead and sign up. Now, if you have questions, but you would like to get your place in line on being one of those first 3, but before committing to this fully, you can call my office at 661-295-5050. Choose extension 1. Go through the secure ordering system, leave all of your information, including your payment information, but at the very end, make it clear that you want to sign up for the 100K Max group that starts on January 13th, and that we will not process your credit card until somebody calls you and addresses your questions, okay? So you just don't want to lose your place in line. So you can always do that as well. So again, 661-295-5050, choose extension 1, and let them know not to process your order until you speak to someone live. We can do that for you as well, right? So here's your special bonus. One of my most successful money funnel campaigns, including complete setup instructions and a tested and proven marketing page. You can go to monicamain.com/credit offer, and you can go there and actually go through the whole process, including a video. It's an actual video that shows you how to set up your entire business. So I'm actually giving you a business. You can go to monicamain.com/credit offer and get the business. I'm actually setting you up in a free business. You just simply follow the steps, go through the tutorial video. There's an actual video there that shows you how to set up your entire business. And I show you how to set up your entire first online business. You'll find out for yourself just how easy it is. It's not difficult at all. Okay. So that is your bonus for hanging out with me for this time that we have together. All right. So get started now. Invest in yourself, invest in your future, and make 2021 your year of success. I mean, the choice is yours, really. All right. So go to 100kmax.com. This is Monica Main signing off, and I will see you at the top.